All right, we should be live. Let me just go shut the door. Howdy, howdy, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Oh no, not the kitten. Anything but the gumdrop kitten. Howdy, howdy, everybody. I want Globe Crusher. Yeah, he should join. Ah, we have our first guest. All right, let's bring up our first guest. Should be like right about there as my guest. Amreen.
Hello. Hey,
Can
how's
you
it
hear me all
going?
right?
Yeah,
It's
I
going
can
all
hear
right.
you.
What shape do you think the Earth is?
I just want to pull up real quick and just like say I really love your stuff, man. And you're fantastic to listen to, and like no glaze, but like you're really cool, bro.
All right. Well, Amreen, thank you so much for being here. I
Hey,
appreciate the kind
yo,
words.
I'm gonna keep watching, bro. I really hope you have a great debate, and
Yeah.
hey, man, just stay safe, bro, and I love you, man.
All right. Take care, bud.
See you, bro.
That's sweet, but also no glazing. No glazing allowed. Yeah, so we have our first super chat of the day from Ben with the $5. Thank you so much, Ben. So Ben says, I learned so much from you, and you got me interested in science, space, and atheism journey, and I'm still in high school. Well, I'm glad I could be a positive influence on your life, Ben. Welcome to the community, and hope you enjoy the live stream. In the meantime, if you guys are watching on YouTube, make sure to like the live. Paste it on Facebook. I don't know, wherever people share YouTube live streams. And if you're watching on TikTok, make sure to like the live, tap that screen, get as many people watching as you can, because more people means more debates. All right, we have another guest. Johnny, how's it going?
It's going good. It's going good.
Glad to hear it. What shape do you think the Earth is?
It's not a globe. I can tell you that it's not.
It's
a globe.
not a globe. Okay. Johnny, have we spoken before?
No, I don't believe so. No.
Okay.
This is my first time.
So why do you think it's not a globe?
Yeah, a bunch of reasons. Biblically it doesn't align, right? And second reason is for the discoveries we have now, we just know it's not a globe. So which one do you want to discuss?
Well, like I don't really take the Bible as like a serious source of scientific information. So why don't we talk about the discoveries that you think that show that it's not a globe?
Well, yeah. So we discovered, we discovered that the Bible is true. So it has to be the case that the Earth is flat.
By the way, Johnny, your voice is, or your mic is kind of low. I don't know if you can like
Oh,
talk closer to your
yeah.
mic or.
Yeah, I was saying that we know the Bible is true.
So in your view, the way that we proved the Earth is a globe is we first proved the Bible is true?
Well, in my worldview, we have to first assume God to do any form of science at all.
Okay. How does that mean the
And
Bible's true?
That's in any world.
Suppose that's the case. How does that mean the Bible is true?
Yeah, this is an amazing question, Blitz. Because the Bible accounts, right, for the necessary preconditions that God must have.
You seem confused. Like you could believe in God and be a Muslim, for example. You could believe in God and be a Hindu, for example. You could believe in God and be. So look, all you really need if you want, like if you grant the transcendental argument, which is what you're doing, you're trying to make a transcendental argument. All you need is an ultimate ground of reality, and that's consistent with like basically any monotheism. In fact, that's consistent with like some brands of Hinduism.
No, Blitz. There's not a single religion where they claim a triune God. Right?
Why is a triune God necessary in order to do science?
Yeah, Blitz, because you have to ground universals and particulars. And
why is a triune God necessary in order to do science?
I just told you.
Why isn't a diune or a quadune or a mono or a single God able to ground these things?
I'll tell you why it has to be exactly 3. If we have 2, or if we have 2 persons, then we can only account for the particular and the universe. We can't account for the unification within the particular, the universal. Now we have 3.
By the way, is this free?
What?
Are you free?
To buy? What the fuck you mean free?
Johnny.
Yes.
We'll let it go, but I'm pretty sure that this is free
or something.
Yeah. But yeah, so you say that with a diune God with only 2 persons, you can't. What was the issue?
No, you can't account for the things in reality.
Why not?
Yeah, I just told you, because there would be no unification between the universals and particulars. And if
how does that follow from only having 2 and not 3?
Huh?
How does that follow from only having 2 and not 3?
Yeah, because 3 persons, right? 3 persons one person would ground the universal, second person would ground the particular, third person would ground the unification. Now, there's not a second.
Why can't the first person also ground the unification?
They play.
Why can't they both ground the universe? Why can't, in fact, one God ground all these things?
Why can't one God ground? Yeah, amazing. I'll tell you why, right? Because if we appeal to a God, one God, let's say we appeal to like divine simplicity, right? That means everything that he comprises is going to be identical to
Who
himself.
says anything about divine simplicity?
So
just have one God.
There's not going to be any diversity.
Who says anything about divine simplicity? Just have one God that grounds these things.
No, I'm saying God must necessarily be divinely simple. If he's composite, then he's contingent.
So you don't think that there can only be one God?
No, there is only one God, yeah. I agree.
Okay, so it's fine. So you could be like a Muslim or like a Hindu.
No. Muslims can't account for the necessary property set.
Okay, so you'd have to prove that. I mean, like, look.
I'm trying to, Blitz.
So
I'm trying.
Is it your view that if God is, that if the earth is flat, then God is real?
No.
Is it your view that if God is real, then the earth is flat?
Blitz, I'm not proving the existence of God by the shape of the earth.
Okay, so is it your view that if God is real, then the earth is flat?
No, it's my view to say that to do any form of scientific studies at all, we first.
That's great. Can you answer my question?
Yeah, repeat your question, please.
Is it your view that if God is real, then the earth is flat?
Sure.
Okay. So if I can show by contrapositive that if the earth is not flat, then God is not real. If I can show that the earth is not flat, then you would be an atheist, right?
Blitz, this is but the thing is, it's through the impossibility of the contrary.
That's great, but you agree that if God is real, then the earth is flat, directly implies if the earth is not flat, then God is not real, right?
It's the impossibility of the contrary.
Do you reject the contrapositive?
The contrapositive?
Yeah, do you reject the contrapositive?
By contrapositive, are you just switching the contra?
Do you not know what a contrapositive is?
Contrapositive? Yeah.
Contrapositive with an A, not an O.
Oh, contra? No. I don't know what contra.
Okay, so the contrapositive is just the negation and the flipping of the implication. It's a way to get a valid negation relation from a given implication. So if A then B, that is equivalent to if not B then not A.
Well,
those
Blitz,
are logically equivalent. Do we agree on that?
You're presupposing the Christian worldview.
I'm not. But suppose I am. Suppose I am. To be clear, do you reject the contrapositive is? Or do you reject the contrapositive?
Well, what would you say the contrapositive is?
The contrapositive, I just laid it out for you.
You said the definition. I'm saying what would be the
contrapositive to the claim that if God is real, then the earth is flat is if the earth is not flat, then God is not real.
Well, Blitz. We don't say if God is real, then the earth is flat, because that's not a necessary precondition. What I'm saying is that the earth is flat because that's the way God designed it.
So you're saying the earth is flat because God is real.
The earth is flat because that's the way it was designed. Yeah.
Okay, so if God designed the earth, then the earth is flat. Do we agree on that? Is that your worldview?
That's not a necessary precondition.
I'm not saying it's a necessary precondition.
You're saying if.
I'm just repeating what your worldview is, and you don't seem to like it.
You're adding an unnecessary conditional. You're saying if.
Yeah, so that's how we impose your worldview to come to a conclusion that your worldview draws.
No, but you're saying
not everybody accepts your worldview. So we would say if your worldview is true that God created the earth, then it follows that the earth is flat.
You can't do an internal critique on my worldview.
I'm not doing an internal critique. Well, I'm not doing an internal critique on God. I'm doing an internal critique on the shape of the earth.
Okay, Blitz, you're adding a conditional that's not necessary. You're saying
I'm not claiming it's necessary. In fact, I don't even think it's true. I don't even think God is real.
Blitz, by you saying that, you already presuppose God's existence.
Johnny,
and I could prove that.
Johnny, why do things fall to the ground?
Why do things fall to the ground?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you. So there's a force pushing things down on Earth.
Okay, what kind of force is it?
And you want to know what it's called, Blitz? Do you really want to know?
I just want to know what kind of force it is. I don't care about the name.
It's called gravity, Blitz, and it pushes things down.
So gravity exists?
Does gravity exist?
What properties does gravity have?
By properties gravity has?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't. We don't really know its properties because it's not something empirically verified. So
you don't think that gravity is empirically verified?
No, we can't empirically observe gravity now.
Why do you think that? That's a
because
crazy
none of
claim.
To empirically identify something, and one of our five senses must be able to pick it up. None of our five senses can pick gravity up. You can't taste.
You don't think that we can use instruments to do this?
I'm saying, Blitz. I'm saying, right? Gravity is something that can't be proven empirically because it's not something our five senses can pick up.
I mean, we definitely have senses that pick up gravity. They're pressure sensors in our feet, for example.
Which one? You can
pressure sensors in our feet.
Oh wait, so you're saying you can feel gravity?
Yeah.
You can feel gravity, Blitz?
Yeah, of course, everybody can.
Yeah. How does it feel?
It feels heavy.
Oh, gravity feels heavy?
Uh-huh.
Are we serious, Blitz?
Yeah. In fact, here's a good example.
Not a single scientist
as a good example, Johnny.
Pick up gravity.
As a good example, Johnny. What you will find is if somebody undergoes significant fat reduction surgery, they will feel lighter. What do you think they're feeling?
Yeah, because the weight is being removed.
Yeah, what do you think weight is?
Weight?
Yeah.
It's just mass times. I forgot the other thing, but it's mass times
gravity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think they're feeling?
What are they feeling?
That's the gravitational force, my guy. Mass times the gravitational constant is called the gravitational force.
Just so I get this clear, you're saying you can feel gravity.
Absolutely.
So, but I want you to give me one study that says you could pick up gravity with your five senses. Go ahead.
Who said anything about picking up gravity?
Wait, Blitz. My claim was to empirically prove something. It must be able to be picked up by your five senses.
That wasn't your claim. Do you want to replay your claim?
Yes. Rewind that.
Okay. Well, we will replay it. 1 sec.
Go ahead.
Let me pop up the live stream.
I made that claim multiple times. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you think they're feeling?
What are they feeling?
That's the gravitational force, my guy. I know we're going back to an example, Johnny. What you will find is if somebody undergoes
down on Earth.
Okay, what kind of force is it?
And you on
the force it is. I don't care.
It doesn't. We don't really know its properties because it's not something empirically verified. So
you don't think that gravity is empirically verified?
No, we can't empirically observe gravity now.
Why do you think that? That's a
because
crazy
none of
claim.
To empirically identify something, and one of our five senses must be able to pick it up. Oh, what did I say?
One of our five senses must be able to pick it up.
Yes, Blitz. That's exactly what I said. Yes.
So, to be clear.
Wait. Are you gonna admit you're wrong?
You and did you? Maybe.
Blitz, just played it back.
Just said it's empirically verified.
Don't even lie. No, we can't empirically observe.
Hold on. We're gonna replay what you just said just a minute ago. Just to confirm.
One study that says you could pick up gravity with your five senses. Go ahead.
Who said anything about? Oh no, you're right. I totally misheard you.
Yeah, I know.
I thought you said pick it up with your hand. Oh wait a minute. Did you say pick it up with your hands later?
Wait, Blitz. My claim was to empirically prove something. It must be able to be picked up by your five senses.
That wasn't your claim. Okay, so I misinterpreted you. That's my bad.
You're saying I know it's your bad. I know.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so you absolutely can pick it up with your five senses. I thought you meant like literally physically pick it up.
Okay. So now
I misinterpreted. That's my bad.
You're changing your claim completely. Now you're changing your claim. Okay, perfect.
No, I just misinterpreted what you said. I interpreted what you meant as pick it up physically. But yeah, you absolutely can pick it up. I mean, we don't only have five senses. We have many more than five senses. For example, proprioception is a sense of where your body parts are with respect to other body parts. We have a sense of balance, which we can also, which is also another way that we can pick up the force of gravity. So, like, I just don't know what you're.
What you're describing is that fluid in your inner.
Yeah, that is essentially a gravitational force detector.
Wait, okay, Blitz. Give me one study that shows you can feel gravity with any of your five senses.
Well, that might not be with one of the five traditional senses because we have more than that. No,
Blitz. My claim was for anything to be empirically proven, it must be picked up by the five senses.
We have more than five senses.
Wait, hold on, Blitz. With the five traditional, all those other senses you're talking about, it's gonna fall into the five traditional.
Okay, so which is the sense of proprioception?
Proprioception?
Yeah, which sense is that?
Are you talking about when the fluid moves?
No, it's the sense of where your body parts are with respect to one another.
Yeah, the fluid moves.
No, it has nothing to do with your fluid, with the fluid in your ears.
How do you think you know where your location is in space?
That has to do, so the fluids in your ear has to do with your orientation. Proprioception is a separate sense.
A location of, once again, Blitz, any of those any of those other senses is going to fall into those five traditions.
Okay, so which one does proprioception fall into?
I'm not sure. I just know it fall into those five, and I know I'm right. If you can search it up too. But once again, Blitz,
would you agree that our senses are things that we use to perceive things?
Sure.
Okay, so then let me show you something.
Wait, Blitz, I asked for a study where gravity.
I'm showing you a study.
Okay, Blitz.
Here's a study on a gravitational contribution to perceived body weight. You just agreed that senses are things that we use to perceive. And so that means that we must be using a sense to perceive a gravitational contribution.
Yeah, give me a study that says this.
This is a study you're looking at right now.
That's a title. Give me a study that says this.
That is the title of a study.
Okay, yeah.
It was published in SciRep.
Yeah.
It was written by E.R. Ferre, T. Fred, P. Haggard, and M. Longo.
Blitz, I want you to highlight, right, where it says that gravity can be picked up by hearing, taste, touch, and your other senses, Blitz. I want you to tell me.
So to be clear, you agreed that senses are what we use to perceive things. Those were you agreed to that. I asked that specific question in light of this example.
Well,
and you agreed.
Yeah, our senses can't.
So if we use senses to perceive things and you have a perceived body weight, then that means that we must be using our senses to perceive the gravitational contribution.
Blitz, you can't feel gravity.
That's a claim. Do you want to demonstrate that?
Yeah, Blitz, can you taste gravity?
Nobody ever made the claim that you can taste gravity.
Blitz, okay, I'm about to demonstrate it to you. Can you touch gravity?
No.
Okay, no, you can't touch. Can you taste gravity?
Nobody ever made the claim that you can taste gravity.
Can you see gravity?
Can you see gravity? Well, you can see its effects in the same way that you can
see
gravity. The effects.
It's a yes or no, Blitz. It's a yes or no.
Yeah, in a sense. In the sense that gravity is the effect,
yeah. What color is gravity?
Not everything has a color.
Oh, so is it clear?
Can you see wind?
Is it yeah, you can.
Okay, what color is wind?
It's clear.
Okay, so gravity's clear.
Oh, wait, gravity is clear?
Yep.
Okay, Blitz. Yeah, give me one study.
I'm sorry, you asked me a question, can you see gravity? And I told you, yeah, you can see its effects.
You said, yeah, give me one study to back you up.
Can you give me a study that you can't taste gravity?
Yes,
okay, give me the study. What's the study?
If you can't taste gravity, I got you.
Yeah, give me the study.
Yeah, I want you to go PubMed, and I want you to think of microgravity and Blitz. By the way,
PubMed microgravity. Yeah, what am I looking for?
taste is a chemical. Gravity isn't a fucking chemical.
Oh, where's the study? Where's the study free?
I just gave it to you, PubMed.
Yep.
And let me get the title.
Yep.
Microgravity and its taste experiments. Taste is a chemical that can only interact with other chemicals.
I'm sorry, what was the name? Microgravity and its taste experiments?
Blitz,
I just looked for that and I'm not seeing anything with that title.
Microgravity and taste experiments, PubMed.
And taste, yeah, and taste experiments. Okay, hold on. Let me just show everybody what I'm looking at.
Yeah, Blitz.
I just typed it into Google. PubMed microgravity and taste experiments. I don't see anything with that title.
Yeah, man, maybe I set the title wrong. No, maybe I set the title wrong. Let me look at it again.
I don't know, man. I think bro probably typed it into ChatGPT.
I'm right. I'm right.
What's the name? What's the name of the study?
I'll type the full name in chat.
Waiting.
Yeah. Okay. I just typed it, Blitz. So this is an experiment done in space, right? Where they tried to.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Where was it done?
In space.
So space is real?
Outer space.
Outer space is real?
Not in the way you think.
Oh, in what way is it real?
Yeah, I would agree there's vastness, but
So where was this experiment done?
I just told you, outer space.
Okay. What, on a space station, if you will?
A ship.
A spaceship?
Yeah.
Did you even read this? Because it wasn't done. It wasn't done in space.
It was.
They simulated microgravity.
Yeah, same thing.
It's not the same thing.
Yeah. So basically, all that happened.
So you didn't even read this.
Blitz, I'm about to tell you. All that happened, right, is they simulated it. So it would the microgravity will have small amounts. Hence the title, right? So it just they differed the gravity and they tried to see if gravity would have any effect on the chemicals in taste.
I mean, it does say thresholds for monosodium glutamate were slightly higher during bed rest.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Blitz.
So that means that there's an effect.
Gravity affected the way the chemicals differed. It didn't affect.
They tasted gravity. They tasted gravity, Johnny.
They didn't taste
I don't know what to tell you, man.
They tasted the small changes in the chemicals.
Oh, do you have a study for that?
Blitz, is gravity a chemical? Yes or no?
Do you have a study for that?
Blitz, answer the question. Is
do you
gravity
have
a
a study
chemical?
for that
Yes
question?
No?
Do you have a study for that question,
answer
Johnny?
The question.
Do you have a study for that question, Johnny?
Blitz, answer my question. Is gravity a chemical? Yes or no?
It's not a chemical. Now, do you have a study for the claim? Do you have a study for the claim that that they weren't tasting gravity?
Taste buds can only taste chemicals.
Oh, do you have a study for that?
That taste buds can only taste chemicals?
Uh-huh. Do you have actually? In fact, do you have a study that for there only being 5 senses?
5 traditional senses. This is common sense, Blitz.
Oh, it's common sense. Are we just using common sense now? Because if we're just using common sense now, the Earth is a sphere.
Yeah, Blitz. Do you want to say there's more than 5 senses?
Yeah,
5 traditional senses.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect, Blitz. Perfect. Give me a single study that says there's more than 5 traditional senses. Perfect. And I don't want one that's gonna fall into the category of the 5 senses, Blitz. I don't.
Yeah. No, sure. This is like standard stuff, by the way. This is like super well known.
Yeah, okay, perfect, Blitz. So you're telling me you're about to give me another traditional sense that wouldn't fall into the 5 senses. Perfect. Man, atheists will go such a long way to try to prove anything.
So, do you know what proprioception is?
Yeah.
Okay, which sense does that fall into?
That would honestly fall into like, would it not? Yeah, it would fall into touch.
What are you touching?
Yourself.
You don't have to touch yourself.
What do you mean? Yeah, you would be touching yourself.
You can know where your hands are without touching your other hand.
Well, wait,
like I can close my eyes and know where my hand is in
space. Blitz.
Without touching my hand.
No,
together.
Blitz, hold on.
That's what proprioception is.
No, Blitz. Number one, Blitz, that's literally just your brain predicting where it's at based off where it's moved.
It's called proprioception. It's a
It's
well-known
just
sense.
it's a prediction, Blitz. That's not a fucking sense. It's a prediction.
It is a sense. It's well regarded
Blitz,
as a sense.
it's your brain predicting. It's your brain predicting where the fuck you are. Our
no,
bodies can do that.
I mean, like it is a sense. Like it's
Blitz, it's a prediction.
Do you want me to show you a study set calling it a sense?
Blitz, it's a prediction.
Do you want me to show you a study calling it a sense?
I want you to show me a study where it's not a prediction.
Yeah, here you go. Let me show you a study where it calls it a sense.
Okay, perfect. And just type the title in chat and I'll search it.
Here we go. You can see it. I don't even need to type it in.
The title in chat.
This paper is called "Making Sense of Proprioception." The abstract says proprioception, the sense of body position in space, is intimately linked to motor control. Here we briefly review the current knowledge of the proprioceptive system and how advances in the blah 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 blah. Proprioceptive sensory neurons.
Blitz, can you just type the title in chat?
You can see the paper right here.
The super fan in the
Here, I'll move it down. There you go.
Yeah, okay, perfect. What website is this? I can't
This is on Science Direct.
Science Direct. Okay.
It was published in Trends in Genetics. Anyway, so I mean, it's fairly like this is like fairly easy stuff that proprioception is a sense. Like that's super well known. Now, it seems like you're saying that if you can't sense something with your 5 senses, which are not all of the senses, then that means that you don't think it's real. Do you think that like electrons are real?
Blitz. Now you're you're just playing with me now, Blitz.
Do you think that electrons are real?
Blitz, I said...
it's not empirically verifiable, you're right. Okay, do you think that electrons are empirically verifiable?
Yeah, they are.
Okay, what sense do you use to feel, taste electrons? Are electrons chemicals? So you can't taste them, right?
No, you can't taste, no.
Okay, so what sense do you use to empirically verify the
yeah,
existence of electrons?
I'm telling you, I'm about to tell you, Blitz. You could see electrons in a microscope.
Oh, no, you can't.
Yes, you can.
Nobody ever has.
Yeah, yes, they have.
Prove it. Give me the study.
Yeah, you might not see a singular electron, Blitz, but you can see an electron.
Okay, what's the study?
Blitz, you're seeing an electron right now.
No, I'm seeing photons.
No, Blitz. Those big ass glasses you have, those aren't. There's electrons in there.
Good one.
No, I'm being serious, Blitz. This isn't a joke.
So to be clear, you can't see electrons.
Well, Blitz, we're still on the other study, so we're not gonna pivot right now. Hold on.
I mean, I just showed it to you. Like, they literally call proprioception a sense. But the point is it seems like you think that we can see electrons, which is crazy. It seems that you think that space is real, even though you think that gravity is not empirically verifiable. I'd actually love to know whether or not you think that electromagnetism is empirically verifiable, like electrostatic force.
Yeah, so number one, Blitz, like I said, I stood correct. It's your brains making predictions where
proprioception, it says proprioception, the sense of body position in space.
Finish. It's your brain making predictions based off how the neurons are transmitting electricity, Blitz. It's your brain just making predictions.
It's a sense based off of where your body parts are.
It's literally your brain just making predictions based off how.
Okay, what's the study that says that it's not a sense? What's the study that says it's not a sense?
Blitz, oh my gosh, Blitz, it's not a traditional sense, Blitz.
Okay, prove it. What's the study?
Blitz, how are you defining sense?
I don't know. You're the one using the word.
Blitz, you're saying it's a sense. How do you define sense?
A perception, a mode of perception.
You would define sense a mode of perception. How are you defining perception?
A thing that you experience that comes from, either
a thing
internal
you
or external.
Blitz, sorry, are you saying anything?
I wasn't done free.
Who the fuck? Why do you call me free?
Because you're free.
I'm free?
Yeah.
Why is that? Are you saying I'm like a free person? Oh, okay. Well, I don't really care because, you're still ignorant. But back to the point, Blitz. All right. All it is your arms. Your arms has neurotransmitters, right? It shoots electricity to your brain. Could you guess that?
Yeah, so
Blitz?
your brain is sensing that, isn't it?
Your brain is picking up on those signals, and it's like,
Yeah, that it's sensing those signals.
No, it's giving Blitz. It gives a prediction, like shit. maybe we're right here because it's emitting it right here in the last place I had it.
Are you telling me that it is a means by which the brain picks up on external data, the data external to the brain?
It's not external, Blitz.
It's external to the brain.
External.
It is, yeah.
It's not
sure
external.
Is.
No, it's not.
Oh, where? I'm sorry. Where do the signals come from that enter the brain?
From your arm.
Okay, is that external to the brain?
Is it external to? It's not the brain.
Yeah, so it's not
internal. Well, no, it's not
external.
Well, honestly, no. I would honestly go smart to say that it's connected to the brain.
Yeah, and the knee bone is connected to the foot bone, but that doesn't mean the knee is internal to the foot.
Wait, hold on, Blitz. How are you defining external and internal?
Yeah, is it within it or without it?
That's not. Give me a scholastic that would define it that way. And if you're just using them informally,
do you not know what words mean?
Blitz, I know what words mean. That's why I'm checking you.
I don't think you know what words mean. So look, we can be super bad faith about this, and I can just start spamming you with all of the evidence that the Earth is a globe and disprove your God that way. But I'd actually rather have a more normal conversation. So why don't we engage with the actual content of the conversation rather than doing a semantic game?
Blitz, here's the thing: you can't prove anything. You literally can't. It's impossible.
Okay, and then why'd you come up?
Yeah, to show you absurdum in your worldview.
Okay, sure. Yeah. So, how do you think sunsets work?
Sunsets?
Yeah.
The sun goes up, Blitz, the sun goes down. It's not
where does
hard.
the sun go when it's down?
Okay, so when the sun is down, right?
Mm-hmm. Where is it?
Okay, I'm about to... Blitz, can I speak?
Yeah, go ahead, Johnny.
When the sun goes down, it circles, right? It circles.
Where does it go? Where is the sun at midnight?
It's behind the moon.
It's behind the moon.
Yes, but it's...
Okay, so are you telling me that the sun is over here, the moon's over here, and when the sun goes in the same direction that the moon is going in, somehow the sun gets behind the moon?
No, that's not how it works. I don't know if you know anything about science or anything, but...
You're telling me the sun goes behind the moon?
Yeah, that's a simple way to put it.
Okay. What if you can see the moon during sunset? How is the sun going behind the moon?
Blitz, I know you can see the moon.
Okay, so if you can see the moon during sunset and the sun is in a different place than the moon, how is the sun
Blitz,
going behind the moon?
Blitz, when I mean behind the moon, Blitz, now you're just being disingenuous because you know what I mean. Well, I just said behind the moon because I don't think you do. I just said behind the moon because I don't think you understand science, so I would have to put it in a very simple way.
Yeah, okay, so where does it actually go? Where does it actually go, Free?
Okay, Blitz, I'm about to tell you.
Yeah,
right,
tell me.
We orbit... Okay, Blitz, calm down. I know you're panicking right now. Calm down.
Oh, no, I'm giddy from excitement from all of the free content that this chat is going to make.
Free content?
Yeah, free content.
Okay, I don't really care, but... Right, we orbit around... It doesn't orbit around us. I don't know if you knew this.
We orbit around something...
Blitz, I don't know if you knew this.
That we orbit?
Blitz,
you're telling me that Earth is orbiting the sun?
Blitz, yes, the Earth moves, Blitz.
Oh, okay. Now, how does the Earth move?
Wait, honestly, Blitz, wait, actually, hold on. You know, Einstein says, Blitz, we wouldn't know if it's that orbiting around us or we're orbiting around it.
I mean, you were the one who said that we're orbiting the sun.
Blitz, hold on.
Hold on, Free.
From a logical conclusion,
you're the one who just said that we orbit the sun.
Blitz, I'm trying to tell you, Blitz.
I'm glad you think that the Earth is a sphere, Free. Thanks for being here.
Blitz.
Sorry, I'm just jotting down some notes. That was like the most Freelo I've ever seen. Gotta love Freelo. I actually don't know if he's over 18. I should probably ask him next time. Gretchen sends $3 to ask, hey look, it's GED free, FLERF edition. Yeah. Duke of Shaska says, Blitz, this gravity, is it in the room right now? Can gravity hear you? Thank you, Duke. Tony, with the 500 joules, thank you for the thank you. I appreciate that, Tony. Duke also asks, oi mate, you got a license for this gravity? All right. That's a good one. I'll take it. Jack Fetter says this guy was willing to both admit to space and men have been there for his argument. What kind of flat earther is this? He's not a flat earther. He's not like a flat earther, but he is free content. So thank you for the $5, Jack. DeGrox sends $5. Thank you so much, DeGrox. Not sure about the taste of gravity, but the taste of FLERFS tears are oh so sweet. Thanks for the entertainment. Yeah, I agree. They are sweet. Garba Gaiman sends 5 Canuck bucks. Human senses and sensors from Aristotle to the present. Here's a great review article. Let's pull it up. Human senses and sensors from Aristotle to the present. Let's see what it says. Oh, it's on Frontiers. Gross. Let's just pull it up really quick. Oops, that's the wrong thing. I don't know why. Oh, that's just the APS thing. One sec. So what does this say? Let's just read the abstract really quick. 5 senses from Aristotle. So he hasn't moved for 2,500 years. Stuff about the heart. Greek physician, most powerful, blah, blah, blah. It was also in the 19th century that Bell described a new sense of reciprocal sensoromotor loop between the brain and the muscles, which he called muscular sense, later termed kinesthesia. In 1906, we have proprioception, the perception of joint and body movements, as well as the position of body or body segments in space. Both the vestibular system and proprioception could be acknowledged as senses 6 or 7. However, we hesitate to recommend pain, which is variously assigned to the somatosensory system, or extero, intero, and visceroception as separate sensory systems. So yeah, it's well agreed upon that there are many senses besides just the 5. Binary Ghosts sends $5. Thank you so much, Binary. The Earth isn't flat. It is round, hollow, and growing in size over time. Binary Ghosts, no. Docs, thank you for the $2. Johnny and Free create a vacuous IQ for humanity. Yeah, that's the issue, isn't it? And Dexter sends $2. To know gravity is real, just touch yourself. That's definitely going to be the intro clip. Let me just write that down. All right, let's bring up another guest. Let's talk to Shepard. Shepard, how's it going?
Hello?
Shepard, how's it going?
Yeah, I'm absolutely splendid.
Glad to hear it. What shape do you think the Earth is?
Give me a second. I'm going to turn my camera on. Yeah. So that last guy, I don't know what he was talking about.
Yeah, right? He's a regular. He just doesn't want to admit it. So what shape do you think the Earth is, Shepard?
Okay, so I know I get a lot of hate for doing this, but I genuinely think that like I haven't seen any sort of form of like strong evidence to back up like the Earth being round.
Okay.
I do think
I could present you with some.
Like, yeah, sure, but like first, I just want to give my reason for me like not believing the Earth being round.
Sure.
Basically, I'm yet to see. Yeah, I already said this, but I'm yet to see any strong evidence, and also like the evidence that you're going to provide me is probably like written by like the government. I'm very anti-government. I believe in small government. I don't like trust the government.
It has nothing to do with the government.
I think they push like the wrong narrative. So like I'm just not going to believe.
That's great. Government. I'm not going to use any government anything. Do you know about what reciprocal zenith angles are?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a fellow named he goes by on YouTube Main Surveyor. Are you familiar with his work?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've read up a few articles that he's wrote.
Yeah. So basically, what he did is he set up 2 plumb lines using surveying equipment. He separated them by how far were they separated? Separated by 466 meters, 0.3113864. And then he measured the angles between the plumb, which is the vertical. You can figure out a plumb by basically just hanging a string. And it will hang straight down.
Social media, bro.
Sorry, one moment. I'm not done. So you basically hang a string in both cases. You can do more sophisticated versions, but that's how you figure out what's directly vertical. and then you measure the angle between line of sight. So you have two different stations somewhere separated by, you know, half a kilometer. You can measure the angle between the direct line of sight to the other station and the vertical. And that's called a reciprocal zenith angle. And then you can just add those two numbers together from each station. And if you get more than 180 degrees, you will that shows the Earth is a sphere. Or at least it shows that the Earth is spherical. Maybe not a perfect sphere, but spherical. Whereas if the Earth was flat, you would get 180 degrees exactly.
Listen, you don't be so quick to believe like everything you see. First off,
he did the measurements on video.
Let me finish. All I'm seeing is just a bunch of numbers and a bunch of words that could have been written by anyone, right?
He did the measurements on video. You can watch the video.
I've seen various amounts of information. I've seen actual evidence that supports the flat Earth theory over the
he did the measurements on video, right? Like this isn't like I'm not just believing some words that somebody wrote down. The measurement is like he conducted the measurement on video.
Just because it's not said by the government. Let me talk. I don't care what that says. Let me talk.
Okay, so you don't care about the evidence, even if it doesn't come from the government, is what you're telling me.
Listen. Okay, so I'm going to set a few ground rules when I'm up here, right? When I'm talking, you're silent. Do I make myself clear?
No, this is my live stream. If you don't like it, then you can leave.
Let me talk. Okay, just please let me finish, right? Just because a piece of information, right, isn't claiming to be from the government doesn't automatically mean that it's not from the government, right? The government have a lot of money and they have a lot of influence, right? They can make sources, right? Especially because AI is a big thing right now. They can make and
this was 6 years ago.
AI still existed 6 years ago.
Okay. Which AI existed 6 years ago?
Do you want me to go and research it? Because I can find you a bunch of AI models that would have existed 6 years ago.
Yeah, find me an AI model that can reproduce this video 6 years ago.
No, I never. No. Obviously, like, it's not probably all wasn't done with AI. Listen, hold on. I'm not trying to make the claim that this is AI. I'm just trying to make the claim that you shouldn't automatically believe. Yeah, the claim is that you shouldn't automatically believe everything you see offline because the government have a big influence, right? They have a big power to fabricate and like produce misinformation, right? There's no strong, unbiased evidence that the Earth isn't. The Earth isn't.
Just to be clear, how do you know that the evidence I'm presenting you is biased?
Yeah, because I just don't. Yeah. Again, because hold on. Yeah, that just doesn't look very real.
What about it isn't real? Like, it's just a video of a guy. It's just a video of a guy taking measurements, recording data.
Exactly, taking measurements, recording data. Most people don't know what he's doing. Let me talk. I've seen this video before, and I've done a deep dive analysis. Right. First off, the guy who posted that, he's not around anymore. Right. I don't know what happened.
The main surveyor.
Yes. The main guy who posted. I don't know.
No, his name is the main surveyor.
I don't know what kind of government conspiracy theory it was or whatever.
Is this a troll?
I'm not trolling. I'm being dead ass. I'm being serious. This is what I'm talking about. A bunch of people think that I'm stupid or something because I don't believe in the government, right?
This has nothing to do with the government. This is just a guy.
Yes, this is what they want you to think, bro. This is exactly what
Prove that it has anything to do with the government.
People are brainwashed, right?
Can you prove that it has anything to do with the government?
I was an astronaut. Hold on.
I'm sorry. Can you made a claim that this is government brainwashing propaganda? Can you prove that it has anything to do with the government? This video.
What I'm saying is that that there's a chance that it could be, right?
Okay. Where's your evidence? Where's your evidence of that?
Well, do you trust the government?
This has nothing to do with the government. It's just a dude.
Yes, listen. Do you think it's impossible, right, for the government to fabricate a piece of information, right, and produce it, and do you think it's possible for the government to fabricate a piece of information, right, whilst concealing their identity?
I don't care if it's possible. I care if it's plausible. If you're making an evidentiary argument, which is what you're doing, you're saying you haven't seen sufficient evidence, then you need to show that not only is it possible, you need to show that it's plausible.
Hold on. hold on. I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna provide you some evidence that I believe as to why I am skeptical about the round Earth. Right?
No, I want you to provide. I'm not going to let you pivot away from this. I want you to provide evidence that it's plausible that this video I showed you, the video and the evidence that comes with it, is government manipulated.
Okay, so I know what plausible means, but there's about 800 people which probably don't. So could you just explain that? Could you explain that?
Plausible means that it is likely, that the probability of it being the case is large.
Okay, well, how do you define large?
Let's say bigger than 10%.
Well, again, when it comes to like possibilities, such as things like this, it's not going to be an exact like percentage based number.
Yeah, sure. So the distinction between possible and plausible is that like it's possible that like, you know, Keanu Reeves is secretly a vampire and has been alive forever, and he's just been changing his identity every 80 years. That's possible, but it's not plausible. Like, we have no reason to think that that's actually true, even though it's like, you know, theoretically possible. Similarly, it's possible that, I don't know, it's possible that JFK actually went into hiding for 30 years and then secretly revealed himself as RFK Jr. and and he used some anti-aging cream, and so now RFK Jr. is actually JFK, and JFK is trying to take down the, you know, the South Korean alliance with Ethiopia. That's possible, but it doesn't mean it's plausible.
Yeah,
you'd have to provide evidence in order for something to be plausible.
So first off, listen, those explanations that you've given, nothing like that has ever happened before, ever, right? But the government, right, being corrupt and misleading and producing misinformation against people is a thing that they do every single day. There's so much evidence that supports the flat Earth theory over the like round Earth theory. Like I'm
sorry, you have to provide evidence that it's plausible that this is government interfered.
I am talking. Listen, I'm not necessarily like closed off to the like idea that the Earth is round, right? If I see some good evidence, well, I don't know why you're laughing for. Anyway,
because I mean, you obviously, like, I showed you evidence, and then you just started like saying, "Oh, it's the government! Oh, it's the government!" Like, you're obviously closed off.
First off, everyone in the comments, right? Spam L-host. But anyway, I'm gonna provide you.
I'm sure that they're gonna do that.
Hold on.
In fact, what they're probably gonna do is they're probably gonna send me super chats to say L guest.
Right. Anyway. So, do you know who Ken Mattingly is?
No, I've never heard of him.
He's an astronaut, and I'm telling you, I don't remember the exact source.
So are we pivoting away from the evidence that you're not going to provide about the main surveyor video being government hoax?
Okay. So I'm trying my best to be good faith in this conversation because
why are you pivoting?
I really want to have a productive conversation.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's talk about this video.
Oh my lord! I'm trying to explain to you, right, the reasons or the evidence that I have that back up the flat Earth theory.
Well, so you came in and you said, yeah, I've never seen good evidence that doesn't come from the government. I gave you evidence that just comes from a dude. He's just like a regular guy. And now you're saying, oh, but that comes from the government. Like, where's your evidence of that? Where's your evidence that it comes from the government?
My claim wasn't that it comes from the government. I'm just saying that...
Your claim is that it was manipulated by the government, or it's, you know, it plausibly could have been, but you aren't providing anything to back up that claim.
Yeah, listen. Ken Mattingly, right? Do you know who that is?
No, we've already been over this. I have no idea who that guy is.
Yeah, let me explain who's... Oh my lord. Let me explain who this is, right?
Is this going to be relevant to the main surveyor video?
Oh my lord. Let me talk.
Is this going to be relevant to the main surveyor video?
Yeah, okay. Yes, it is, right. Ken Mattingly, he was an astronaut. He died at 2023, right? I don't remember what he died of, but on his deathbed, right? Do you know what he said to the nurses?
Did he say the main surveyor's video is a government hoax?
No, what he said, he was speaking to one of the nurses, right? Which she mysteriously vanished after, wait, I'm trying to... Why are you laughing?
She mysteriously vanished after the astronaut told her a secret on his deathbed.
Yes, it's a government cover-up, right?
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, it is. So Ken Mattingly died on, I don't know what he died of. I don't know if it was like the government or whatever. But again, he told the nurse, right? First off, he was like, "Do you accept the risk? Because what I'm going to tell you is going to be very confidential, right?" And okay, all right, yeah, I'm done. I can't.
Oh, I guess he was trolling the whole time. I mean, I'll take the W, but I think he was trolling. Hey Shepard, can you type something in the YouTube chat, please, or in the TikTok chat, please? If you're still here. Oh wait, he wasn't trolling? Hold on, let's just go look at his videos. What's his username? We'll bring up somebody else in just a sec. I just want to double check something. It's the Alpha Wolf. Okay, one sec. The Alpha, because it's possible that he wasn't trolling and that he just quit because he was backed into a corner. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell. Kind of cringe. Yeah, maybe. All right, let's read some super chats and we'll bring up another guest. Binary Ghost sends $5. How thick is the flat Earth? Are we talking thin crust, pan, New York style, deep dish? True. Yeah, thank you for the $5, Binary. Joe sends $5. Thank you so much, Joe. I've always been a fan of the hot dog wrapped in a tortilla with a slice of cheese-shaped Earth theory. Love the show. Hates stairs. Thank you for the $5. Math is made up because it's too hard. That's true. Jack, thank you for the super chat. Not fair, not fair. I think you're stupid. It has nothing to do with the government. Yeah, they're fair point. Evil Ducks, thank you for the super chat. This guy's clearly from the government. Don't trust him. Econo NYC, thank you for the $5, Econo. Guest believes the saying right over and over will make him correct. Yeah, right? Icy Spin sends chirp for $2. Boogie the cat sends $2 to say I knew Keanu was a damn vampire. Yeah, absolutely right. Mask sent a laughing disco for 250 joules. Thank you. Nekdu with the $2 for L guest. Yeah, that is what happened. D-Dan sends 2 Swiss francs for L guest W Blitz. Cushy sent €2 or 2 British pounds. L guest. Virtuous Path sent $2. You guys are very generous today. Thank you guys so much for the super chats. Virtuous Path with the $2. The guest is a government hoax. Captain with the $5. This guy doesn't trust the government, but then proceeds to trust them to gaslight the entire world. L guest. That hot chick with the 800 joules with the husky. Thank you. Chess boat with the $2. Moment of inertia times angular velocity guest. Yeah, there you go. Dr. Fudge with the $5. Thank you for the super chat, Dr. Fudge. It's a government cover-up, but this dingus managed to hear about it. L guest. Yeah, right? It just doesn't make any sense. Duke of Shaska, thank you for the €2. I'm a duke, not a lord. It's your excellency. Ah, okay. Your excellency, Duke. I appreciate that. All right, I think we have one more. And D Bizzle with the $5. Thank you for the super chat. Caller thinks governments can pull their heads from their asses long enough to do this level of cover-up. Right, it would have to be enormous. It just doesn't make sense. All right, let's bring up Devin. It's my lord. Ah, great. Wonderful. Devin, how's it going?
What's going on? Can you hear me?
I can. What shape do you think the Earth is, Devin?
I definitely think it's flat. This is my first TikTok live I'm ever joining, by the way. So
well, welcome. I promise. I'll go easy on you.
No, it's all good, man. I've been a flat earther for a minute.
Okay,
I've been a flat earther for a minute.
So, here, question. Are you familiar with Qantas Flight 28?
Go ahead. You could just do your whole spiel. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I just picking something at random. So, Qantas Flight 28, it's a flight, right? You know, it's a flight. It flies from Santiago to Sydney. You know where those are?
Yep.
So like on the Mercator projection, it looks something. The flight path looks like this, right? You can see that. So and it's currently in the air, by the way. I think it just took off like 5 minutes ago, or no, like 45 minutes ago. It's currently in the air, flying from Santiago to Sydney. Now, let me pull up another flight. American Airline Flight 167. This flies from JFK in New York to Tokyo. right? Tokyo International. And here's what the flight path looks like on the Mercator projection, right? So it's a pretty similar flight path, right? Just kind of one's in the north and one's in the south.
Yeah.
Now, if the Earth were flat, like the Gleason map says it should be, you familiar with the Gleason map?
Yes, I am, of course.
Yeah, so on the Gleason map, let's just pull up a quick picture of what the Gleason map looks like. Here we go. So Santiago is down here. Let me put this in the middle. Santiago's down here, right? I don't know if you can see my cursor. Oh, why can't you see my cursor anymore?
I know where Santiago is, so it's good.
Oops, where'd it go? Here we go. So Santiago, this is for everybody. Santiago's down here. Sydney's over here, right? New York over here. Tokyo over here. So if the Earth was flat, then we would expect the travel time from New York to Tokyo would be like less than half the travel time from Santiago to Chile, because it's like basically 2 or 3 times the distance from Santiago to Chile, right? But if we go look at the flight times, so again, this is from JFK to Japan, 13 hours total travel time. From Santiago to Chile, same direction, east or from east to west, 14 hours, 46 minutes total travel time. So it's like less than 2 hours longer for almost 3 times the distance. How do you make sense of that on a flat Earth?
See, I'm a flat earther that doesn't act like I have all the answers, right? But flight patterns are definitely weird because, you know, you can bring up different flight patterns on my side that probably makes sense for me and not sense for a globe.
You should do that. I'd love to see them.
Well, I can't think of the exact one, but there was one where they took an emergency landing, and where
in
they
Alaska,
took a landing, I maybe, not for sure.
I'm actually familiar with the flight path that you're talking about. They take an emergency landing in Alaska where they were flying from, I want to say Beijing to Los Angeles, or Beijing to Texas.
Yeah, that was it. That was it.
So,
it was just kind of weird.
Well, so it's really not weird. If we go to Google Earth, we can actually just look at why that makes sense. It actually makes perfect sense on a globe. Let's take a look, shall we? So if you're going from, what was it? Was it Beijing or was it Shanghai?
I heard it was Beijing.
Okay. Where is Beijing? I know Beijing's not in like the far north, right?
Beijing?
Yeah, it's in. Oh no, I'm sorry. Shanghai is the one that's further south, right? Okay, so here's Beijing. Let me show you on the. Here we go. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a ruler. Oops, didn't want to do that. Take a ruler. We're gonna go from Beijing to like Los Angeles or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a straight line on a globe from Beijing to Los Angeles. And look where it passes by. Beijing to Los Angeles. Passes right by Alaska. Of course they would do an emergency landing in Alaska if they had to.
Yeah, that makes sense. Can't argue that. Well, right now, you have all the tools right now, and you're pretty warmed up. But,
so why have you been a flat earther for so long?
Well, it started with COVID, really, and I was just looking at shit, and then on YouTube, because I used to be really into space and stuff like that in school, you know. And then one day during COVID, I was watching a space video, and it said pretty much everything is just headed towards the Great Attractor. You know what the Great Attractor is, right?
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Right. I was just like, what the hell? Like, so everything in this world just heading straight towards this thing right here. And once we all hit that, everything's just doomed. I was like, okay, bro. Like, what? I'm like, what do we believe in? Like, if this is like the
Great Attractor is not like something that we're all like falling into, and it's like big doom or anything. It's just a direction in the sky that the galaxy is going. No, it's not. It has nothing to do.
That's pretty much what I don't know. That's what the YouTube video says back in 2020.
Well, the YouTube video was wrong.
I watched it 2 or 3 times. Okay, well, that's pretty unfortunate. Well, regardless, that led me down the whole flat Earth thing because you know, then on top of that, started going into the origins of NASA, and that's pretty flawed. Because you know how that goes. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
pretty freaking evil at the end of the day. Who they partner with. I'm not gonna mention any names, but if you know, then you know,
Yep.
right? I'm like, okay. I'm like, why are they doing that, right? Like why them, if anything? Because
Well, so
it's big
you know why
America.
them, right? Because they invented the first rockets.
Oh, they invented the first rockets.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
I mean,
V2
why?
rocket was
Okay,
designed by the Nazi regime to bomb
okay.
London, right? They invented rockets. They invented rocketry, basically. I
Why
mean,
do
there
we
were like
need
fireworks
rockets?
before that, but they invented rockets.
Okay, but why do we need rockets when they can just use planes? We use planes
You
to
can't use
freaking
planes to
do
go to space.
or fighter jets.
You can't
Sorry,
use fight.
but
You
they
can't
don't
use
use rockets
any aircraft to
in
go to
the
space.
army. Oh. I thought you said bomb, so I'm thinking they're
Yeah.
just doing
So
dropping bombs.
the Germans used rockets with missile like a rocket or a missile is a type of rocket, right?
I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
So the V2 rocket had a big bomb on the tip, and then they could launch it from Germany and have it land in London.
Okay, I guess.
Which means,
Okay, I
and the
guess.
reason why they would want to do this is because the British actually had a really good air force. They were really good at defending the island. So if one option was sending pilots over who would potentially get shot down to try to do like small bombing runs, when instead they could just launch rockets that nobody could do anything about,
Gotcha.
why not just use
Gotcha.
that?
Gotcha. Right. Well, first of all, is it common knowledge that they use rockets to bomb and they don't drop them out of airplanes like they show in every freaking
Well,
movie
so
all across the world? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like
is it
that's
common
pretty.
knowledge that the Nazis did that? Yeah, I mean the V2 rocket is pretty
No, no.
common
Oh,
knowledge.
no. I'm just in general. Is it common knowledge that they use more things like rockets and stuff to bomb
You mean
than dropping them out of fighter planes,
yeah?
fighter
So
jets?
so missiles are like pretty common knowledge. Yeah,
Oh, I know what missiles are. I
missiles
mean,
aren't
I'm
rockets.
not mini rockets. Mini rockets.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's a lot
not
easier
well,
to.
to be
It's a
clear,
lot
you know that
easier.
not all missiles are small, right? Like, what do you
Oh
think
yeah,
an ICBM
for
is?
sure. I mean, I'm pretty sure that they're not the size of a gigantic rocket that shoots up into
What do
space.
you think an
If that
ICBM is?
okay,
You know
what
that
is
the
that?
Apollo
What's an
program.
ICBM and
An
what's the?
ICBM is an intercontinental ballistic missile. It's what we have our nukes on.
Okay, so that's like just in case like a freaking like
Those
alien
rockets,
aircraft comes, we can
are
send it up and blow it up.
so
That's
so
the thing, like one of those.
the space program that we have developed out of our nuclear weapons program because we had
Okay.
rockets that we strapped nukes to, and then NASA is like, hey, we could use that same tech to go to space.
Okay. So something that originated to blow something up happened to become something that we actually travel to space with.
Well, yeah, I
Okay.
mean the way that
Gotcha.
ICBMs work is that you launch it high up into space and then it comes
hmm
down on the other side of the world. That's how it can go so far. It goes up
Okay.
into
Okay, that
space.
makes okay. I mean that makes sense, but it doesn't really make sense for it to be a tactical advantage for us if we're gonna send it up to space. Because I'm pretty sure wherever that country has probably a decent amount of technology to project that and blow it up themselves. If anything,
So
it probably you know what I'm saying?
as far as publicly available, there is no known defense to ICBMs
Okay.
because they
Okay.
because they
Gotcha.
travel so quickly and they come from such a steep angle. You don't have
Okay.
time to blow them up, basically.
Gotcha. All right. Whatever. But I have a question for you. How,
But I still don't
what?
understand how you got to flat Earth.
Oh, just doing research. Just research. Just
What
looking
was
at shit.
compelling to you?
Just what was compelling to me. Well, first of all, okay, you know what? This is what it is. Okay, this is pretty much. I pretty much decided that there are two sides to everything. And me as a born Christian, right? I have a Bible, right? Genesis, the firmament, I'm pretty sure a million people have told you already. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, so if I have these words right here, and then in school I'm getting taught evolution, Big Bang, I was like, both of them can't be true, right? Because on top of this, I also question religion as well, which I think everybody should do,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's like, okay, so I have this religion philosophy that's pretty much saying flat Earth and all this stuff, and another one that's saying the total opposite. So I'm like, okay, so at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, if the words in the Bible ain't true when it comes to stuff like this, then then I don't need to believe in it, right? So, and vice versa to evolution, Big Bang, Darwinism, all that stuff. So I pretty much just boom, went back and forth, just crossing my T's, dotting my I's. And honestly, flat Earth just came out on top.
What was
But
the evidence that
okay,
was in favor
well,
of the flat Earth?
it okay. So it just seemed as if the round Earth was definitely pushed upon the people because at one point, flat Earth was the main thing everybody believed in, and
When?
at the same
Like
when
maybe
for most of
2,500 years ago?
not honestly, no, that is propaganda. That is
No, it's
absolutely
really not.
No, I promise you it is.
Okay, so
Seven.
when do you
I probably say the
Go ahead.
early 1800s,
Oh, you're
late
mistaken.
1700s, for sure, because there is a reason why they blew up every single major library
So you're mistaken,
in
and I can prove
America.
that you're mistaken. Which, like, this is just not the.
Okay, hold on. But even if I am mistaken, one of the first things that y'all
One sec.
had
Let me show
to
you.
prove.
Hold on. Okay, can you see? Can you see this? See that globe?
Yes.
Okay, so I took that with my phone. Like I was there. I saw it in person. It's in the Vienna National Library. That globe was made in 1693.
Okay, that's not too far off. It's at 1700s, late, early 1800s.
Yeah, so that's like
Regardless,
at least 100 years.
that's not that much in the
I mean, if
sense
you're
that
saying
we're
early
talking about.
1800s, that's like more than 100 years gap. But the point is we have like I can even show you historical evidence of Pliny the Elder from 77 AD in his book writing about the shape of the Earth.
Okay, and how far is that from the dude with the sticks in the shadows that proved the Earth is round when
About
he first
300
died?
years.
About 300 years before, right,
Yeah.
or after? Before?
This is about 300 years after.
After.
Yeah.
Okay, and that book is after you're talking about. Right?
Here's a translation of his book. This is
And
from
what's his name again? I'm blanking out.
Pliny the Elder.
Okay.
In his book Natural History.
Okay, gotcha.
You know, the Natural History of Pliny, Volume 1, blah, 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 blah. We can just go to page 50. Here it has, this is chapter 2.2, of the form of the world. That it has the form of a perfect globe we learn from the name which has been uniformly given to it, as well as from numerous natural arguments, for not only blah, 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 and then he just goes about and explains it. But the point is he was believing that the Earth was a globe as early as almost 2,000 years ago.
Okay. I mean, good for him.
So, I mean, it's just not true that this is like some like recent conspiracy.
But yeah, but first of all, y'all had to come up with the globe and then bring it to everybody's attention because it's not like they had like newspapers. I mean, they did have newspapers, obviously, but it's not like they had cell phones. They're just saying like, "Oh, the Earth is round now," or they can't just spread propaganda like that and everybody could buy it. It took time to actually.
I don't know what you're referring to. I mean, like, look, it was already like
spreading that knowledge.
It was already like accepted knowledge by the time Pliny the Elder was writing that it wasn't some contentious thing. He wasn't saying, many people think that it's flat, but it's not. He just said, yes, we know that the Earth is a globe. That was already common knowledge by the time he was writing, and that was nearly 2,000 years ago.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Anyways, look, let me go back, because every time I say something, you're just trying to nitpick it and go down this. You just start spewing shit. Now I'm just losing track of what I'm trying to, like the main point I'm trying to get to here. Okay, I had A and B, flat Earth, globe. Okay, This is what I'm trying, right? Now, when it comes to the globe and space and all this shit, what's the point of us believing in that stuff?
Because
there's
it's
no
true.
point. Okay, but it's not though, because if it was
that's
true,
the thing that you have to provide evidence for.
Okay, for one, everything on Earth right now is connected.
I don't know what you mean by everything is connected.
Like how tree roots are the same as our represent the same thing as our like branches in our lungs.
Well, I mean,
they're pretty much identical.
They're like
they're very identical.
They're not identical. I mean, like they're similar. I'll give you that they're similar, but like
right. And I'm just saying, like, and they have this like
what does that have to do with like the shape of the Earth?
No, I'm just saying like everything on Earth is connected. Do you think if we were just a damn like just floating, spinning ball in space, everything would be connected?
I still don't know what you mean by connected. I mean, like things are similar to each other.
Very, very similar. Very
Yeah,
very similar.
I mean, so
But
like,
I'm just saying, like
there
certain
are some
things are just a
structures
little
that
too
work
much.
well, but like, what does that have to do with the shape of the Earth?
Okay, well, hold on. Okay, you have stuff like that, sacred geometry located everywhere in
What does that have to do
leaves.
with the shape of the Earth?
Bro, I'm just talking about how everything is connected right now.
But what does any of that have to do with the shape of the Earth?
What do you mean? I'm just talking about how everything is
this is a
connected.
debate
Everything
about
can't
the
be
shape of the
connected.
Earth.
If we came from absolutely nothing, pretty much, how would everything be
You can
connected in
believe
that
in a
sense?
God and also believe that the Earth is a globe.
You cannot, because
Sure you can. I know
God,
plenty of people who
because
are.
none
In
of
fact,
God's
I know
book.
somebody who's a young Earth creationist. They think that evolution is made up. They think that the Earth is 6,000 years old, and they still think the Earth is a globe.
Well, he can't have his cake and eat it too. I'm just letting
Sure
you know
you
that
can,
right now.
because
Okay,
the Bible doesn't
second of all,
explicitly say the Earth is flat.
but many Bibles from the past have diagrams of the exact Earth that the Bible speaks of, and
Do you
especially
think
when
that those
you,
diagrams were in the Bible as written by the authors, or do you
I
think that
mean,
was
I mean,
added by
maybe,
people later?
it's dying in the Bibles now. That's for sure, and there are no
So
pictures.
there are no diagrams from 2,500 years ago that show what shape they thought the Earth was.
Okay, hold on.
I know what diagram you're referring to, but that diagram wasn't originally in the Bible.
How do you know that? Because they definitely were. They ain't gonna put them in there. They ain't gonna like, hey, hold on, let me add this real quick for no
Do you
reason.
think that the Bible had diagrams in it originally? Like the original manuscripts had diagrams?
Oh no. If anything, there was definitely a more understanding of flat Earth. Then they probably didn't need to put diagrams into it.
So what is
But,
true is that the ancient Hebrews absolutely believed that the Earth was flat. 2,500
oh,
years
absolutely.
ago, absolutely they believed that the Earth was flat. But that doesn't mean that that's in the Bible.
Right, but since they believed in it in that time, look at what they were able to do. Building the pyramids.
They were able
There's
to.
thousands of pyramids.
Wait,
Thousands of pyramids.
To be clear, the ancient Hebrews didn't build the pyramids.
I'm not saying, well, the ancient Hebrews, like, I'm not specifically. I'm just talking about that time period of the Bible. Because I mean, when they were building pyramids,
so the pyramids in Egypt are far older than the time period of the Bible. Like far older.
Well, when the Bible was probably first put together, yes.
No, far older than any of the texts were written. Like over 1,000 years older.
No, bro.
Absolutely.
I'm not talking. I'm talking about ancient texts as well, just ancient texts.
So the pyramids of Giza,
not just the Bible.
The pyramids at Giza are from like 2,500 BC or something like this. And the what year was the Great Pyramid built? The Great Pyramid, between 2,600 and 2,500 BC. The earliest text that we have from anything that's in the Bible, the earliest record of anything written in the Bible it's estimated to be around from 800 to 900, maybe 1,000 BC. So we're talking over 1,500 years before the Bible was even conceptualized. The pyramids were built.
Okay, so where do you think the words of Genesis came from?
They were stories told by local peoples about 2,500 years ago. They probably originated from an older mythology from the Middle East.
Okay, now when it talks about the story of creation, what do you think that is?
I think that it's a myth. Yeah, it's a folktale.
Okay. Now how can you think that's a myth?
Because we know it's not true.
Well, anybody could say the same thing about evolution.
Well, except we have evidence for evolution. We don't have evidence for a 7-day
creation story.
There's
no evidence for evolution. There'll be 100 different types of humans.
There is tons of evidence for evolution.
There'll be 100 different types of...
That's not what evolution predicts.
But I'm just saying everything would be evolving consistently.
Everything is evolving. Yeah, humans are evolving. We have new traits. So we have new traits now that we didn't have 50,000 years ago.
Okay, but that's an
example of evolution.
Bro, if evolution was real, everything would be evolving at a way faster rate than we have seen in the last.
That's not what evolution says should happen.
So evolution gets to tell us.
Evolution is famously very slow.
So you are believing something that you would. So you are believing something that you are being told what to believe and told
I've looked at the evidence
told
myself.
what to see.
Have you looked at the evidence?
I don't need to see the evidence.
You don't need to see the evidence because you know it'll destroy your worldview.
No, it would not, dude. No,
so
it would not.
So why haven't you looked at the evidence for evolution?
Bro, at the end of the day, bro, the Earth is flat.
The sun goes down and not out.
It doesn't. It gets further away out of our view.
Does it?
Yes. It's like a track circuit. It's like a track circuit.
You're sure about
whenever
that?
something, I am pretty sure. I've
sure?
watched the sunsets all the time at White Lake. Look at it. It's getting further away. That's all it's doing. You think it's going down. In reality, it's just going away.
Oh, what's that?
It's going away.
Oh, it's
getting
going
further away.
It's going away? Oh, is that
Bro,
away
it's
or is
literally
that down?
getting further. It's getting further away.
Okay,
it's
so
going.
if it's further away, why can I only see half of it?
I mean, what does that mean? Like, what are you trying to say? It's a local sun.
Why can I only see half of the sun?
It's a local sun. It's just getting further away.
Why does that mean that I can't see the bottom half?
If it was getting, because you're imagining it high up in the sky, right?
Isn't the sun high up in the sky on your worldview?
Yeah, it is high in the sky and smaller, but not.
Yeah. So why can't I see the bottom half?
What do you mean? Why would you see the bottom half?
Because it's closer to me.
Look, because you're looking, you're thinking of this.
The bottom half is closer, right?
Right. But look, you're thinking
of
the
bottom half is closer, so I should be able to see it better than the top half if it was just getting further away.
Hold on. I think you're thinking of this as if. Let me try to explain. Okay, look. So the sun is, let's say, just imagine yourself sitting in Texas or Los Angeles or whatever. Now, my sight line of the sun is going to be different from Texas or in New York, wherever, anywhere around the world, right? So that's why we all see the sun at different times, obviously, time zones. So, and the sun is going in a circular motion, okay?
Yeah, so why can't you see the bottom half at sunset?
Bro, it's literally just leaving our sight view. That's all it is.
Why can't you see the bottom half at sunset?
Why would you? Why would you
because
be able to?
Because it's closer to you than the top half.
Because it's closer to us than the top half.
In your worldview, anyway.
Nah, bro. I don't know. Not necessarily. I just see the sun as
the top half. The top half is higher in the sky, so it's further away.
I just think of it more as just like it's not necessarily just an object. It's just all about your perspective. That's all it is.
So why can't I see the bottom half then?
That has nothing to do with it. The top and the bottom.
Right. You're seeing it as with the flat Earth because it's true that if I can't see the bottom half, it completely destroys the flat Earth worldview.
Not at all, bro.
Okay, so not at all. You're seeing it. I see the bottom half.
Bro,
what's stopping me from seeing the bottom half?
Bro, you're seeing this thing you're seeing the sun as an object. Now I don't even know. I don't know what this.
Why can't I see the bottom half of the sun? Answer the question.
Why would I be able to? That's what I'm trying to say. First of all, obstructed view. Obstructed view, bro.
Sorry, what's obstructing your view from the bottom half?
Clearly, the horizon.
Okay, so the horizon is the ground. The sun is in the sky, right?
No, the horizon is anything obstructing your view from seeing.
So in this case, it was the ocean. That sunset was over the Pacific Ocean. So how is it that the horizon, which in this case is the ocean, is blocking the sun from you when the sun is in the sky and the ocean is not in the sky?
It's not.
So then how is the horizon blocking it?
I mean, that's about 3 miles away from the horizon usually. So if the sun is just getting further and further away, it's just getting further and further away, bro. I don't know what to tell you for real. It's getting further and further away.
It sounds like you don't have an explanation as to why I can't see the bottom half of the sun during a sunset.
Okay, but in a globe, why would you be able to?
Why wouldn't you be able to? Because in a globe, the Earth's curvature is literally like a hill that's between you and the sun, and so it's going to block the bottom half first because the hill will get in the way of the bottom half before it will get in the way of the top half.
Well, that don't make no sense because you can pull out a camera and look at the boat that you can't see with your eyes. So that doesn't really make sense. So what if you just zoomed in? What if somebody just?
We could zoom in on a sun. Do you want to zoom in on a sunset? Want to see if that makes the sunset appear, appear like it happens earlier or later rather? Because I have a video for that too. Here's a guy
Sure.
with 2 different cameras. One is normal zoom, one is super zoomed into the sun, and we can see what happens during the sunset. Now, the zoomed in one, according to you, should mean that the sunset happens later. Let me speed this up because it's kind of slow. Here we go. So you see the sun going down. You see the sun going down on the left, right? You see the sun going down on the right.
Hold on a second.
They're
Hold
both
on.
getting smaller.
Pause for like 5 seconds.
Yep.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
All right, sorry.
So here we have the sunset at normal zoom from a normal camera on the left, and we have the sunset super zoomed in from the right. The camera was with a flat Earth P900, by the way, at maximum zoom. And we see that the sunset is happening at the exact same time. Even though it's zoomed in.
Not a lens flare, but it's like he just zoomed in the whole sun. If you were, because the sun is not. It's gonna
So
sound
he zoomed
crazy.
in.
It's not that actual size that he's showing.
So he zoomed
what
in.
that video is
with the
showing is just
P900
the
and
light that's
P900. Oh, yeah, we're getting some echo. So he zoomed in with his P900, and the sunset happened at the exact same time.
Right, but if you were to actually get a lens that would bring down
This is
the
a
light,
lens. This is a Nikon P900.
no, like a lens that would like bring down the light that the sun is giving and just show the actual circle of the sun.
You can't
in
see
the
it.
sky.
It's sunset. It's obstructed by the horizon.
What I'm trying to say right now is you can. So have you seen that video of the analemma that in the
Yep.
sky?
I'm familiar
Where
with
it
the
showed the
analemma.
sun and just a dot, right? You seen that video?
I don't know
That
what
was-
specific video you're talking about, but yes, I'm familiar
Anyway,
with what the analemma is.
So pretty much what it was, instead of showing the sun as like the size of it is because of all the light that's showing the camera,
Mhm.
it pretty much just like brought all the light down and
Yeah, you're
showed it
talking
just
about with the
as
solar filter. And that's what I showed you earlier. That's what this is. This is a video taken with a solar
that is
filter.
with a solar filter.
Yes, this is with a solar filter. That's why you can't see anything else besides the sun, because it makes everything else so dark. This is with the solar
believe it.
filter.
I believe it. I'd
And
like to get
so-
your opinion on the Michelson-Morley experiment, though.
Yeah, so can you repeat to me what you think the Michelson-Morley was? Like, how was the experiment designed?
Yeah, so it was pretty much like 4 stations. They shined a light, and they pretty much measured like how fast the light hit the atmosphere. I believe in each station, something like that. But but I do know it was one of the most accurate, experiments to ever be put together, right?
No,
they're
the
trying to
Michelson-Morley
prove-
experiment was actually like wildly inaccurate. They had like almost zero control over their error, over their systematic error.
Seriously?
Yeah, basically zero.
Why am I getting the total different
Because flat
set of
earthers are lying to
information
you.
here? But I didn't get this from Flat Earth.
Where'd you get it from?
Just
By the way, here's a good re-examination of the data presented by Michelson and Morley. It's an interesting paper. They took the data from 1887. By the way, let me just give some background for the for people who don't know. The Michelson-Morley experiment was conducted in 1887, I guess, and they were trying to measure whether or not the speed of light was affected by the Earth's motion around the sun. They figured that light has to travel through a medium. They called it the ether. They figured that the sun was moving around the Earth, and so they basically were trying to see if it's true that light travels through an ether, then it follows that the rate at which the Earth moves through the ether should affect the speed of light depending on what direction the light is traveling through the ether relative to the Earth's motion. Now, the original data that they got, so if Earth was traveling through an ether, they should have gotten this dotted line for their data. Instead, they got this black line, which shows a little bit of a trend, but it's not super clear. Like, it's clearly not the dotted line. And so the question then is what was their actual analysis? And is their actual analysis consistent with the ether, or is it not consistent with the ether? What is the actual analysis done? So they actually these two, this author, M.A. Hanshi, did a modern analysis using Michelson and Morley's data. So they took the old data and ran it through like the modern statistical mechanisms, and they came to the conclusion that the present work, so they write, the present work attempts to reconstruct this missing part of the analysis, which is the systematic removal. In addition, modern statistical hypothesis testing and estimation methods are applied to the published data. This new analysis confirms the original null conclusion. So the conclusion that they came to, that there is no difference in speed traveled for light as it moves around the Earth, that result was confirmed. Anyway, it looks like this person's not coming back, so I think that we can probably kick them.
I'm right here, but okay.
Oh, welcome back.
No, I was listening to what you were saying.
Yeah, okay. So I can't hear you when you're off the app, by the way.
I was reading something for myself. Go ahead. Yeah.
So what do you make? So the Michelson-Morley experiment confirms that the speed of light doesn't depend on a medium. That was the conclusion that the Michelson-Morley experiment confirmed. But they did have a lot of statistical and systematic errors, which is why this reanalysis had to be done.
So, okay, what I'm trying to get at is, what does a null result mean? Because for this time,
the hypothesis is false.
That's what null means? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Well, Einstein, applauded that experiment for what it was.
Yeah.
Bro, hold on, bro. I'm getting a phone call.
All right. Devin, I'm going to let you go, but thank you so much for being here. All right, let's bring up our next guest. I think that we have some guests from the YouTube. No, I can't take YouTube because the YouTube audio problem is still an issue. Also, my stalker's here. Love to see him. Let's talk to James. James, can you hear me?
Yeah.
James?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Damn, I forgot I had requested up.
You're good.
I just wanted to ask a question. I am a flat earther, but I don't really got no debate. I was wanting to ask a question about that.
Sure.
The thing you were saying, it was the two parallel lines, and the dude did the equation or whatever to prove that it was a sphere. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
You was talking about it.
Yeah, the reciprocal zenith angles. Yeah.
Yeah. I was just wanting to ask, was there a way to check the math that he done, like how he created that?
Yeah, absolutely. Just go watch the video. He goes over all of the math.
Yeah. Okay. Can you pull it up so I can screenshot it? And I want to watch it.
Yeah. I mean, so here's what I would recommend. If you go to this website instead,
okay.
This has an explanation, and it also has links to the video here.
Yeah.
So okay, so you got it. The website is mctune.net.
Okay. Cool. I appreciate it, man. I ain't really big on debate or nothing like that. I appreciate your time.
You're good. Thanks for being here. All right. Yeah, let's read some super chats. Oh, I missed one. No, there we go. Okay, from Git Stanfield. Thank you for the super chat, bud. Is the fact most people who don't understand higher level mathematics due to some natural inability to comprehend or public education? I think it's the former, probably. I actually think that generally most people have. I think that most humans are basically the same as far as ability to understand mathematics. However, I think that early childhood development, like early childhood education, is critical for getting people to a level where they can have good numeracy, which is kind of like the numerical equivalent of literacy. Because having good numeracy means that you are much more likely to be able to succeed mathematically. So I think that by the time you're a teenager, it might be too late. But like if you're still like a young child, I think that basically most humans are going to be capable of understanding this stuff. But that's, I'm not an early childhood education expert, right? All right, we have €6 from Kershey. Thank you for the €6, bud. People are really crazy today. I think social media fire that on. I don't know what that means, but thank you. And then we have $2 from Boogie. Watching Candace Owens is not research. That's true. MV Rocinante sends $2. Thank you, MV. Caller, do glaciers move? How do you know? That's a good point. Dexter sends $2. Need to make a crash out meter app for these streams. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Just like a little like thing that's on the side that like ticks up or something. Peter Hegwood, thank you for the $5. There's a really interesting study about raccoons in urban areas evolving to look cuter to people and in a way domesticating themselves. I've heard about this and it's adorable, and I want a raccoon pet. Brian Peck, thank you for the super chat. Brian says, assume I'm on the equator on equinox at midnight. The sun is 12,000 miles away. Take the flat Earth guess of 3,500 miles sun, and it should be 15 degrees up. I don't know where you're going with this. But thank you for the $5 regardless. And then $5 from Tina. What about the fact that if you track shadows over a year through time lapse, it proves Earth's rotation? Earth is not flat. Yeah, that's another thing, but that's too many steps removed. It makes it hard for them to understand. All right, let's bring up another guest. Let's bring up G's. G's, how's it going?
Can you hear me?
I can.
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing? Oh, I already asked you that. What shape do you think the Earth is?
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, I do believe that it's flat.
Okay, and why so?
Well, I believe that most likely it is, just confusing us to disconnect us from reality. And, maybe you have heard about esoteric stuff.
Mildly. I guess my question was probably phrased wrong. I didn't mean why as in like why are people like, why does the conspiracy exist? I mean like, why do you think that it is flat? Like what's the data points? What's the evidence? How did you come to that conclusion?
So it's mainly to do with just the type of stuff that I've seen with like, Freemasonry and all that type of stuff, trying to distract from the truth. And basically confused with science, so we get distracted by all of that type of stuff, and that's why I believe that it is that case.
Well, wait a minute. So I don't see how any of that has to do with the shape of the Earth.
Well, it's basically to confuse us. So it's just a distraction.
So what leads you to think that the Earth is actually flat?
Well, all of that stuff, but it goes really deep. That stuff
has nothing to do with the Earth.
Well, it does, because it keeps us disconnected from reality.
It keeps us disconnected from the reality that the Earth is flat, but that means that you already think the Earth is flat. So the question is why do you think the Earth is flat?
Well, it's
why do you think the reality is that the Earth is actually flat and not the reality is the Earth is actually a globe?
Not gonna lie, I was trying. I'm not a flat earther, but I was trying to see if I can put myself in mind of a flat earther and argue for it, just to see how it would do. But man, okay, sorry, my man.
Don't do that. Block him. Mods, if you see him, block him. All right, we have some super chats to read though. Fred with the 50 Swedish kroner. I spent 10 times more teaching my daughter math than my son. I think you are wrong. Okay. I mean, anecdotal evidence isn't like super compelling, but like, yeah, I could be wrong. Ryan Bordeaux sends $2 to say thoughts on Destiny political streamer. So I know that Destiny is like a really, really skilled debater. I don't know like a lot about like his personal life. I know that he's been accused of some stuff. I don't know which of that stuff is true. I don't really care. I'll sometimes like watch political debates he does on topics that I'm interested in because I like hearing good arguments, but I don't really care about the person, to be honest. Brian Peck sends $5 to say, previous chat was a right triangle. Caller said the sun was just going away. And if you solve the triangle, the sun is 15 degrees above the right. Oh, yeah, that's exactly it. Yes, absolutely. All right, let's bring up Let's bring up another guest.
Oh, finally. Oh, my Lord.
NNV, how's it going?
Oh, what's up, man? So,
what should I call you, by the way?
You can just call me Nick. My name is Nick.
Nick.
So,
all right, Nick.
I was watching your, one sec. I'm going to set my camera up and get a
Nick,
shirt on.
what shape do you think the Earth is first?
Oh, I know for 100% fact that the Earth is non-rotating. It's not curved, and it is topographically flat. But
Great.
let me get a shirt on so I can set my camera up.
I mean, you don't have to turn on your camera if you don't want to. Like,
well, I'm gonna pull up some images and stuff. And
okay, just know that I can't make you big, right?
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
Yeah, so I'm streaming on 3 platforms, and so if I make you big and you show something, that only TikTok will see it, and it will make no sense what we're talking about on the other platforms.
Yeah, that makes sense because you're streaming from your computer.
Yep.
But have you ever took a look at Pete Gaspard, the Guinness Book of World Records longest photo, over 270 miles?
Yeah, I've heard about this. Yeah.
So it has an observer height from where they're standing. I think it's on top of the Pyrenees, or looking at the Pyrenees, and 9,000 foot observer height, looking at Pete Gaspard, which is 9,135 feet, over 270 miles of distance. If you go enter them 3 numbers in the Earth curve calculator, you could actually turn the refraction up to fucking 3. And you are still noticing is hidden under 9,000 feet of curvature with the refraction up around 3. And at 0 refraction, because 1, it's a silhouette, and refraction cannot happen in the atmosphere.
So let's do this.
According to Snell's law. Yes.
Wait a minute. To be clear, we'll have to talk about Snell's law in a minute. But so what was the name of the shot?
Just look up Guinness Book of World Records longest photo, Pete Gaspard.
Yeah. Okay, I found it.
There's a couple different ones. 1 second. I think I could maybe pull it up.
Yeah. So I actually found a website. I think this is the website owned by the guy who took it, who explains how he took it and what conditions were necessary. Yeah, here you go.
Yeah, I'm very aware.
Yeah. So you've seen his website, right? Here.
Oh yeah, I've seen that exact same thing right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, this is cool. So it's 443 kilometers from Finisterre, the Pyrenees, to Pete Gaspard in the Alps. This is taken on a very specific day. 443 kilometers. Cool. Some pictures and illustrations, fine. This is the photograph with the line of sight. That's the picture with the wide angle, fine. He says, I thought I saw it somewhere on here. Refractive favorable circumstances allowed to view some other peaks, even that more distant than the Barre d'Écrine. So he's clearly saying that there was refractive favorable conditions that allowed them to see so far.
Exactly. This is where we always lead when we go to talk about this picture. Is one, it's a silhouette. So when you impose refraction about the absence of light, we're going to have some big issues. But anyways,
it's the exact same thing. Oh, where'd you go? I can't see your thing anymore. Your icon anymore.
1 second.
It's fine. It's not necessary. It's just,
But anyways, so refraction cannot happen in a one isotropic medium.
Good thing the atmosphere is not isotropic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is that Snell's law states that refraction needs 2 isotropic mediums to occur. When you stick a pencil in water, look up Snell's law, bring up Snell's law. Just look up Snell's law.
Are you familiar with the differential version of Snell's law?
When it's applied infinitely to the atmosphere? Yes. That makes no sense.
Just the differential version of Snell's law. This is a thing that you can demonstrate in a laboratory, by the way.
Yeah, so I'm going to explain what you guys...
I'm going to show you a physics textbook.
Yes.
Here's a physics textbook.
I think I have the physics textbook. But anyways...
Yeah, here you go. Here's the physics textbook. Here's the differential version of Snell's law.
Yeah, and so what they do is they apply it infinitely to the hot and cold particles, the different density variants, the different incidences, angles of incidence.
So they're using calculus, yeah.
Yes. So what I'm trying to let me speak for 30 seconds. When you're looking 270 miles across the mountain peaks, you are claiming that the hot and cold particles are stacked so evenly it creates a perfect skyline, and there's no difference in variation, which is completely impossible. We can never replicate that, even in a small scale laboratory experiment. We can never, ever, 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 ever have hot and cold particles create different densities variants with complete with making them completely equal. It's
it doesn't
impossible.
need to be. You just need averages. There's a reason why the picture is a little blurry. And it's because there's atmospheric distortion. And that atmospheric distortion precisely comes from the fact that you have, not perfect layers of hot and cold and different densities. Like there's a little bit of wiggling.
So you're saying that when we look at a horizon, when we look at the sky touching the ocean, right? Is the sky actually touching the ocean?
The sky is not like a thing, but like it appears to look like it is, yeah.
So we obviously know that the sky isn't touching an ocean. That is due to
I don't know what you mean by like. What do you mean by sky touching the ocean? Like it looks like it is, right?
When you look out into so if we're out in the daytime, right, we look up, right? Sky's blue. Now we look out into the ocean, right?
By the way, and before we continue, I just want to show you that I pulled up the Earth curve calculator. I punched in the numbers: 2,820 meters for his height, as per here. This is from peak to Finistrel, 2,820 meters. And then the other one, Peak Gaspard, is, he says it somewhere, 4,102 meters. So I punched that in. Sorry, I punched in a slightly shorter. We can punch in 4,102. And 443 kilometers. And even at standard refraction, you see a little bit of the top.
Wait, so can you convert that to miles, feet and miles real fast?
I guess I'll just do feet and miles. There we go.
Okay, so then
275 miles, 9,251 feet, 13,458 feet.
And how much refraction? 0.4. That says?
I just clicked on standard.
Oh, standard refraction, and that is hidden still 12,000 feet below the curvature with standard refraction, and it actually wasn't.
It's above curvature. You can see it above the horizon. You just can't see the bottom 12,680 feet.
Yeah, and we can clearly see like the first 2,000 feet of the mountains.
Oh, how can you clearly tell that it's the first 2,000 feet of the mountains?
Because we have the bottoms of the mountains, because we aren't Superman, right? So the bottoms of the mountains are going to be.
So you're telling me. Clearly, from this photo, we can tell that's the thing that we're looking at, by the way. Clearly, that's the top 2,000 feet. Clearly.
No, that's a very distorted image. That isn't even the image.
This is the image that won the prize, that won the Guinness Book of World Records.
No, if you scroll up, that's the image. That's the image right there. So you're completely wrong. And tell me.
I mean, this is so then which mountain is the mountain?
It's very hard to see in that one. It's actually not the one to the left. It's not the one to the right. It's actually in the middle because it's farther away.
So you're telling me that it's maybe clearly that right there, clearly 2,000 feet.
Yeah.
How do you know that that's 2,000 feet?
Probably because the landmass. You see those two landmasses underneath them? The landmass,
like that mountain there, that mountain there.
No. If you move your cursor down to the left, those are about 70 miles away.
What are we looking at? That's just like a line of black.
No, not that. I'm talking about. You see the landmass that's closest to the camera, right there.
Yeah,
down
like this stuff here.
This is why I need
to the camera.
I'm talking when you were zoomed in. Those weren't even in the frame.
We're zoomed in. So
those two landmasses. Blitz, listen, you have a PhD. Those two landmasses.
That black thing there.
Yes. Why is that sitting higher than the one that's closer?
Wait.
If the Earth is a curve.
I don't even know if that's a landmass.
You don't even know if that's a landmass?
What is that black blob there?
How about you go on Google Earth, right? Go on the maps, go to that exact location, or I think it has the line of sight down below, and tell me that's not a landmass.
I think it probably does. I don't even know what it is. So...
whatever it is, it's sitting higher than the one that's closer to it when we're on a curve. It should be following the curve away.
Sorry, this is sitting higher than what?
Sitting higher than the one that's closer. Do you see that thing?
This one.
Yeah, it's sitting higher than that when we live on a globe, dog.
I mean,
you're not understanding?
Depending on the relative height here, the height of the observer, and where these two land masses are, of course this can sit higher. In the same way that if you're looking, and by the way, that's true regardless of what shape the Earth is. If you're sufficiently high, further things will look like they're higher up, right?
No, because we have to understand if you take a boat 3 to 5 miles out, right? You guys claim, the curvature of the Earth will block it bottom up. That's over 70 miles. So the Earth's curve might not be as, sufficient to compare to the
That's
24,000.
That 70 miles is 1 degree, by the way, roughly.
Yeah, like 1.035, something like that.
Yeah, so it's like 1 degree.
Yeah, but you have to understand 1 degree compared to the viewing angle is going to make a major difference over 70 miles. I can explain. If you're looking at my camera, right? Give me a second. So if we have like an angle, right? Let's say this is how sunsets work. This is how everything perspective works on a flat Earth. If we have the sun that's right here, we draw the hypotenuse, okay? Then we draw the base and then make the right. Let's say the sun moves farther away. What is going to change this angle right here?
All that changes is the angle, and it'll never go below 0, by the way.
So now explain to me when angular resolution in the topic that an object becomes unresolvable based on angular resolution. What does that mean?
That sentence didn't really make any sense. If you want to rephrase it, I can try to interpret what you're saying.
So you're telling me when I said an object becoming unresolvable, right, due to angular resolution, doesn't make any sense?
Oh, no, I just didn't understand the order of the words that you said.
Oh, interesting. But
yeah, there is something called angular resolution. Angular resolution is really a thing. I don't understand how that means that you wouldn't see the bottom half of the sun, but you would see the top half of the sun during sunset. But whenever we shouldn't pivot, by the way, right?
No, I'm not. This is the comprehension skills, because a lot of people are so dense to concept. You'll think that I'm pivoting, but this all connects if you just listen. So if you understand that angular resolution basically is just everything until it hits the 180 linear. If anything goes below the 180, the horizon, it will then become unresolvable. That's
not what angular resolution is. Angular resolution is just a limit to how far away something can be, or how small the angular size of something can be before you can't distinguish it from another thing. But the point is that this has nothing to do with the height above the horizon.
It completely does.
To be clear, how high do you think the sun is?
We would need to know the full size. We need to know the full shape. But if I wanted to make my own theory, I'd have to use trigonometry. So that would mean I would take a point at zenith where the sun is, 90 degrees above the earth, and then, well, not 90 degrees, and a straight line above the earth. And then we could take the point where I'm standing on, right? And then we, like I was saying, draw a hypotenuse, and, you do the good old SOHCAHTOA, and we can basically get a baseline on at least how high it has to be.
Yeah, so how high would you get?
I don't like making a direct claim, but I would have to say around 4,000 miles or a little bit higher.
So if that were the case, let's suppose that it's 4,000 miles, give or take. And how far away do you think the sun is at midnight?
At midnight, that it wouldn't change its altitude. It's just moving farther.
How far away is it along the topographical plane?
I don't know. I've never did.
How far away do you think, say, India is from the United States?
I don't know the exact number. Just let me know.
Okay. Would you trust it if I just Googled?
Yeah.
How far is India from, say, New York? We can do Texas or whatever, but come on. Okay, so it is the distance from New York to India is somewhere between 7,300 and 8,000 miles. Okay. So if the sun was to be 4,000 miles up, that's best case scenario, 4,000 miles up. If it's higher, it gets worse. And best case scenario, India's 8,000 miles away. That's the furthest it can be from New York. And by the way, India's about the opposite side of the Earth on, like, India's like 12-hour time difference, right? So when it's midnight here, it's noon there.
According to your globe Earth.
Well, I mean, that's the time zone stuff, right? Like, time zones are real, and we can check those pretty easily by calling somebody.
Well, time zones are placed in are due to the motions in the sky. So yeah.
Well, I mean, I understand that that's what you believe, but the point is that when it's midnight in New York, it'll be like noon in India. We agree on that? Like, the sun will be directly overhead in India?
No, when it's dark in New York, it will be light in India. It doesn't matter what time it is. Time is a social construct created by humans to track what has happened and when.
Can you just be intellectually honest and just, like, agree with me? Like, yeah, when the sun is down at midnight in New York, the sun will be up directly overhead.
Yeah, okay,
in India.
I'm agreeing with you. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so that means if your claim is true that this is an angular resolution issue, then we should be able to see that the angular resolution of the sun should be far, or the angular position of the sun above the horizon should be below the angular resolution limit of the human eye. But if the sun is 4,000 miles up at minimum and India is 8,000 miles away at maximum, that means that you're getting an angle of pi over 6. Pi over 6 is like 30 degrees. So you would have that. Sorry, that's not right. It's a little bit. It's a little bit different than that. It's the tangent of or the arctangent of a half. And we could go and calculate that. It's probably about 1/2 because that's what the tangent is. But the point is we can compute the angle there. I'll pull up a calculator and we can do it right now. And you'll see that it's like 15 degrees above the horizon or something like this. That's where the sun should be at midnight. So
based on what? The assumption that the Earth is red?
Based on the height of the sun that you gave.
Yeah, that was just the claim. I can't. Whenever we talk about a light source in the sky, we can only observe. That's the first step of the scientific method.
Right. So sorry, it would be 26.5 degrees above the horizon. So in order to get a what's your claim?
Can I say something first? Everybody in the comments and everybody that's on Blitz Live, did you guys know the distance from the sun to the Earth has changed 9 times throughout history? It was first like 200,000 miles away, then it was 400,000 miles, changed to 3 million. Now we're at 93 million. So tell me how we measure distance.
So look.
Yeah, I could say that.
Yeah, you were poisoning the well. Okay, I'm glad we agree. So yeah, I mean, as science gets better, we get more and more accurate numbers. Great.
With scientific method.
What is the angular resolution that you would say the human eye has?
Like the angular resolution, like how far we can see?
No, the angular resolution.
Like it would have to be around like 160 to 180, depending on your eyesight. Like we
160
see
to 180 what?
Degrees, because our eyes are in like a half semicircle. Like what?
Okay, so you're saying that we can see. So what? So you think that the smallest thing that we can see is 160 degrees across?
Oh, that's what you're saying. I thought you meant like our field of view. No,
I was asking about the angular resolution. Is the word I used?
Yeah. I don't know an exact number. I'm okay at saying I don't know.
Okay,
but I know how it works. Do you know the exact number?
I think it's like an arc minute, but I can pull this up.
Why did you ask me?
Because my point is I don't think that you know. Yeah, okay, it's about 1 arc minute, 1/60th of a degree or so. So if it's 1/60th of a degree, we can figure out how far the sun would have to be for it to be indistinguishable from the horizon, how high up the sun would have to be for it to be indistinguishable from the horizon when it's midnight, right? In New York. So we can put X there. We can say that we want this to be equal to 1 arc minute, which is 1/60th of 1 degree, which is 1/60th of sorry, 1/8 pi over 180. There we go. And now we can just solve. Let me show you what I'm doing, just so that it's not completely in the dark. So we want.
So you're calculating.
This is the height. I'm calculating the height of the sun to the point where how high the sun would have to be so that it becomes indistinguishable from the horizon using human eye resolution. So when it's 8,000 miles away, how high would it have to be so that we can't distinguish it from the horizon, right? So it's 1/60th of a degree. A degree is pi over 180 radians. That's what a degree is. And so now we can just solve.
Wait, aren't you missing something?
No.
So we're just going to act like the sky doesn't ramp down and the ground doesn't ramp up.
So
the farther away it is.
So it would have to be 2.5 miles up.
You see how you
miles
just
up.
ignored me, guys?
Well, because you said something dumb. The sky ramps up.
So
the ground ramps up. I'm sorry.
I said the ground ramps up and the sky ramps up.
What does that mean?
So this is this is called being intellectually dishonest, everybody. As you
it's
know,
not
the
called
farther
being
you
intellectually dishonest when you dismiss something that's intellectually dumb.
No, you just pulled up an equation on the altitude on how high the sun has to be.
I did the math for a triangle.
Yeah, when you don't know how high the sun is, or when you don't know the shape of the
solving
sun.
for the height of the sun.
Yeah, I know. How are you going to solve for the height of the sun when you can't isolate it?
I just did isolate it.
So
I
you're telling
isolated the
me,
variable x.
okay, tell me the 7 steps of the scientific method that you just took right there.
I'm not using science. I'm using math. I'm using geometry in particular.
Well, the only thing you can do is an observation, right?
The observation is that we can't see the sun at midnight when it's over India.
Yeah, and then
that's the observation, and then I'm just
see.
doing math based on that observation. This is basic trig.
Yeah, it's basic trig, but you have to understand, you have to know how big the sun is first to, like, what if
not
the sun
really.
is...
I'm just assuming that the center of the sun is indistinguishable from the ground using our human angular resolution of the human eye. So at this height, this is the height at which something that is at height x, for example. I'm solving for the height x, where the center of that thing at height x is indistinguishable from the ground.
I understand your basic. I understand when you first started saying, bro, how high the sun has to be for it to be, converging with the horizon, my brother. I understand.
It's not converging. It's just angular. You just can't distinguish the two using angular resolution.
So now I'm going to say it again, brother. So why does the flat horizon, when you look out into the ocean, create the apparent convergence that the sky is touching the ground? And if the sky and ground
the sky is just everything above the ground. So if you see the ground, then the stuff above it where the ground isn't, you'll see sky.
Yeah, but if we look directly in front of us 2 feet, we don't see a horizon, do we?
The sky touching the ground isn't the horizon. That's just where we can no longer see the ground. That's where the horizon is. It's where the ground is no longer visible.
And in your belief, the horizon is created by the curvature of the Earth, right?
Well, yeah, and then there's of course optical effects because we don't live in a vacuum.
Yeah, so that would mean that the sky isn't actually touching the ground; it's apparent.
The sky isn't a physical thing.
I'm not.
The sky is just where the ground isn't.
Yeah, but the sky. So we don't have an ionosphere and 7 different layers of the atmosphere. What are them?
Those are layers of air molecules.
So what's
not
the
necessarily
sky?
air?
Why is the grass green?
You know that there'd be a sky. You know that there'd be a sky even if we lived in a vacuum, right? It would just be black.
Yeah, no shit, because it's nothing.
So the sky has
ground.
nothing to do with the air. The sky is just where the ground isn't.
So when we look up, right, and we see blue, and we look down, we see green. What is the blue?
The blue is the air.
So when we see the blue touch...
Laughing like a joker won't make your argument look better, by the way.
Honestly, it's honestly funny. But whenever we look at blue, right, and we look at the ocean and we see the flat horizon, what's happening?
What's happening is that you can no longer see the ocean beyond that point. The ocean is obstructed. The ocean beyond it is obstructed by the ocean in front of it.
Listen, man, there's nothing I can say to get to you.
You're right. Now, hey, have you heard of Qantas Flight 28?
If we draw imaginary lines on an imaginary depiction of our land masses, then we could say whatever we want about them.
Have you heard of Qantas Flight 28? This is a real flight. It's currently in the air.
I was already watching when you bring this up.
Okay, what's the response?
The Gleason map, the farther you get up to the our ice wall, it's distorted because it's a projection of the globe.
So
right?
What you're telling me is that the flat Earth map is not accurate because it's a projection of the globe?
No, it's because it's distorted the farther you get to the ice wall.
Do you have so look, if the Earth is actually flat, you don't need distortion to represent it on a flat map.
So tell me how they made the Gleason map, please.
Well, the Gleason map is an azimuthal equidistant projection,
equidistant
right?
projection, the same one that they use in flight, the navigation systems and airplanes, actually.
Sure. It's not necessarily always from the North Pole, but sure. I'll grant you that. It's not really relevant. What you do is you basically just take a globe, you can put a puncture at the bottom and you smear it out. There's some more math involved, but that's roughly it. So you agree that the Gleason map does not accurately represent the shape of the Earth?
I would say it doesn't accurately represent the depictions of the land masses.
Okay, so would you say that Santiago is the same distance from Sydney roughly as New York is from JFK? Or sorry, as New York is from Tokyo?
Yeah, roughly.
Okay, no, this is actually huge. And so if I found more flights that were equidistant between north and south, it sounds like that you'd probably, that are equal time roughly. Again, they're not going to be exact because obviously there's always wind and stuff. They might differ by half an hour or something. But if I found similar pairs of flights all across the northern and southern hemisphere, and you would agree that the distances are the same, right? If the flight lengths are the same, flight durations?
I mean, they'd have to be.
Right, and so that would mean that distances in the northern hemisphere are the same as distances in the southern hemisphere.
Yeah, but where are you going with this?
Well, where I'm going is that you can't make sense of that on a flat Earth.
Based on your depiction of the model of the Earth.
No, this is a geometric fact, right?
No, because we have numerous flights where they are not consistent with the ones before them because
Give me an example.
Give me a second.
Example of a flight that's not consistent with the globe. I'll wait. Try booking a seat on QF28. Okay. I'll try booking a seat on QF28.
I think it's Johannesburg, Sayo to like London.
I don't know what Johannesburg, Sayo, is that a city?
I'm gonna take a picture of it. I'm gonna show you. Here's actually the same flight I was talking about. Those are the names of them. I don't know if you can see them. One second, I could just type them. Johannesburg, genius. Yeah, I know. But see, the thing is, there's. One second, I can explain it. Just give me a second. Science, because I'm looking at I'm gonna go look at the map. It's Johannesburg to Sao Paulo into London. So
Sao Paulo. So Johannesburg, I don't know, in Missouri?
Yes, I think. And then they did an emergency detour to Sao Paulo. And
Sao Paulo.
And then, isn't there like a squiggly line above the A?
Yeah. I don't think it's anyway. So you're saying they started in started in Missouri.
And they landed in Sao Paulo, and then they went to London, and that's a straight line on the flat Earth, but it's impossible on a globe.
Wait a minute, hold on. What flat Earth map are you using to show that it's a straight line?
If you just look at the map, bring it up.
Bring
up the map.
I thought we agreed that the Gleason map was just a projection of the globe.
No, you weren't listening to me.
So which map are you using?
I said pull up any fucking map. Pull up any map that is a consensus to be true.
Okay. How about this one?
Bro, this dude is so funny, bro. Oh my lord. But bro, why did you pull up a globe, dude? That's not what I was meaning.
Because it's a map that's consensus to be true.
I meant a flat. Listen, dude, I meant a flat Earth map, bro. I understand that. But listen.
All right, which flat Earth map do you want?
Just pull up the Gleason map, man, because I'm talking about the outer edges of the Gleason map are distorted. So Australia.
So Sao Paulo is part of the outer reaches, isn't it?
Yeah, but not as much as Australia would be.
Hold on, I'm pulling it up.
The farther you go out, the more distortion there is.
Come on, I want a high resolution one, not like one of these crappy low resolution ones. Okay, is this one okay? Okay, this one's decent. Okay, here, I have your Gleason map. Now, what am I looking for?
So,
so
if we go zoom in on the America,
sorry, I want it to be.
And then Missouri's down there by.
Give me 1 sec. I'm just gonna find one that will show my cursor, because for some reason that one's not showing my cursor. Will this one show my cursor? Come on.
Yeah, Johannesburg is not in Missouri. Yeah, I didn't
Where
think
is it?
so.
Where is it?
I didn't even know.
Well, there is a Johannesburg in Missouri.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm about to look it up. I
Okay,
just
so
know
then how can you know that it's a straight line on the flat Earth map if you don't know where it is?
Oh, because I previously remember talking about this and bringing it up. Like I have a lot of things in my notes because I tend to forget things, and I have basically like topics and stuff, and then we go look over the topics and stuff, and normally when we look over them together, we both realize. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe you should just
So I did. I googled Jonesburg. It's in Montgomery County, Missouri.
I mean, yeah, there's also probably Martin Luther King Drive in every county too. But
how do you? There's one in Louisiana.
I don't
Are
know.
you talking about Johannesburg?
Yeah, it's Johannesburg.
I think that's in South Africa.
I have it. I don't know. You probably can't read my box. But those are 3 flights.
Well, what's the city called? Look on my screen. Is it Johannesburg?
Yes.
Okay, Johannesburg. Great.
That's it.
Okay, so we'll look here. So Johannesburg, and so what's the flight path?
So it goes to Johannesburg. It's supposed to go to Johannesburg to London, but they made an emergency detour to Sao Paulo.
Right. Sorry, 1 sec. Let me just get my cursor going again, so then I can point to things. Okay, this shouldn't. Okay, fine. So Johannesburg is here, in South Africa, and then they went to Sao Paulo, which is like over here, and then they went to London, which is like roughly here. How is that a direct flight on a flat Earth?
No, compare that to the globe.
Well, on a
so they're flying to
flat
London.
Earth. On a flat Earth, it doesn't make sense either.
So listen.
Johannesburg to Sao Paulo to London.
So that's what I'm listen. They are flying.
So we agree
London.
It doesn't make sense on a flat Earth.
No, we are flying to London, but they made an emergency detour to Sao Paulo.
Yeah, so they go from Johannesburg here to Sao Paulo here.
Now compare that to
here.
A globe. Compare that to a globe. Those 3 things actually happen. You can go look at the flight.
Okay, so how do I find that these 3 things happened? By the way,
just look up the emergency landing to Sao Paulo when they were flying to London from Johannesburg.
Emergency landing, Sao Paulo, Johannesburg. Okay.
Anthony, I will admit I am not the best on geography because I never took the time to analyze every single thing. But I can tell you.
I find on r/flat Earth, Johannesburg to Sao Paulo direct flight. Oh, that's a direct flight. No, we want the emergency landing. Okay, that's a emergency landing, Sao Paulo, Johannesburg, London, right? That's where it was going?
You guys are claiming that I didn't know geography when me and Blitz were both trying to figure out which Johannesburg, bro.
Well, you said Johannesburg. I know where Johannesburg is. So I'm actually not finding any flights that redirected from South Africa to Brazil while it was on its way to London. I'm not seeing any of those. And I can show you what I'm looking at. Right, this is the search. Emergency landing, Sao Paulo, Johannesburg, London. And there's no record of a single emergency landing involving 3 different cities in a direct sequence. So actually, I guess we should probably put it in the other order. And then we can go, like, we're not going to trust the AI overview, of course. A British Airways from Johannesburg to London was forced to make...
Wait, if you click that link right there, that's the actual cited source. Do you see that?
Yeah, but this is saying a separate incident, a Boeing cargo plane made an emergency landing in Sao Paulo after catching fire mid-flight. But that doesn't have to do with Johannesburg and London, right? This was on a flight that was going from Johannesburg. We can look here. This was going from Johannesburg. No, hold on. So let's see what this says. No, this doesn't say anything about Sao Paulo. This is going from Johannesburg to London. And then there's a whole bunch of spam stuff. Hold on.
It's on my screen right now. I found it. But 1 second.
Your screen is super blurry.
I know.
So there are overweight landings in Johannesburg. From Johannesburg to London, this is a flight that... Where did it land? Oops. It landed back in Johannesburg, so it took off and then it landed back in Johannesburg. I'm not seeing anything that you're seeing, right?
1 second.
It says, while the prompt mentioned Sao Paulo, the specific incident was between Johannesburg and London. In a separate incident, in November 2024, a Boeing cargo plane made an emergency landing in Sao Paulo after catching flight mid-flight. But this time, this was not a... We can actually go look at the source.
Well, I encourage this. I remember talking about this flight. I remember finding it.
It seems like it's made up.
No, it's definitely not. It's definitely not made up. I don't know.
I'm not seeing anything about it.
Yeah, I can find. Yeah, let me find the flight number. I'll find the flight number. Just give me a second.
Okay. Let's see if we can just find anything. So there's no record of a recent emergency landing specifically from Johannesburg to Sao Paulo. Oh, we left. Okay, well, it was good while it lasted. Good, air quotes. Let's read some super chats. You guys have been super generous. Thank you so much, by the way. From Ryan, thank you for the super chat. Do you do content full time? If not, is that a goal of yours? No. So I do content until noon, and then I eat lunch, and then I do research. So it's like a part-time thing. Frush sends 2 Canuck bucks. Thank you. True facts about ducks 3 mins vids to explain evolution. Yeah, go watch an evolution video about ducks. It seems cool. James Pesh sends $5. Relativity strikes again. Those who don't comprehend or try to understand relativity disqualify themselves. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I lost because it's at Sao Paulo. Absolutely true. Rosanante, thank you for the super chat again. A post on my channel shows crepuscular rays from far below the horizon. I'm inviting FLERFS to explain on their flat earth so far. Nobody has. Yeah, that's going to be a general trend. Ken with the $20. Thank you so much. That's so generous. Bro is reaching more than his theory. You were very professional. The caller was quite rude. Yeah, look, that tends to happen. Scott, thank you for the super chat. Have skipped you many times, thinking you were rude. Not wrong. Must have been catching guest crash outs. Decided to stop and listen and happy to be wrong. New subscriber. And what is your PhD? Oh, well, look, I try to match energy. Okay, so if somebody's crashing out, like I'll match the energy. But yeah, my PhD's in physics. But welcome to the community, Scott. I appreciate you. Matt sends $10. That's so generous, Matt. Earth is a Willy Wonka gobstopper. Just look at satellite imaging that removes the water. A clump of hard dirt clawed with water floating through space that just happens to be a planet. Yeah, that's exactly what Earth is. That's what Earth is. Definitely. Ken, thank you for the super chat. There's nothing I can say to you. Translation, I can't logically argue my case, so I will make it look like you're unreasonable. Kind of the vibe I got. Yeah, that's roughly it. Peehee Marine with the $5. He closes his window on flight so he's not tricked by the deep state. True. That's really funny. Virtuous Path, thank you. This guy rejected the Gleason map for being inaccurate, then demanded you show his flight path on a Gleason map. Yeah, that was the funny part. That was honestly the funniest thing that happened today. And that's definitely going to be the, I'm going to put that in the clip. That's definitely going to be the intro. Carissa sent 20 gift memberships. That's huge. Thank you so much, Carissa. Can we get some W Carissas in the chat? And by the way, if you have a gift membership, you now have access to emojis. And those emojis will be adding more over time, but there's 6 for now. Also, if you have a gifted membership, if you have any membership really on either YouTube channel or on Patreon, you get access to my debate notes, which I have been pulling from this entire debate. It turns out these are debate notes that I wrote, I put together. So, for example, I have links to flight AA 167 and Qantas flight 28 in these debate notes. So, if you want access to those, consider getting a membership. Dr. Fudge, thank you for the $5 super chat. PSA to people who call to debate things like this. My brother makes you sound desperate and manipulative. Some people just speak like that. I'm not going to be so mad about it. We have a few more super chats to get through, and then we'll bring up another guest. Jack Fetter with the $5. Not sure which rule of FLERF this is, but it seems accurate. F equals I is proportional to C, where F equals FLERFitude, I equals ignorance, and C equals cockiness. Yeah, that sounds right. Well, maybe we'll have to codify it into a law. More useless takes. Thanks for the $2. Australia on a flat Earth map is 2 times the size of the U.S. Yeah, it is. That's why they can't use a map. That's why they can't accept any map, because they realize how silly it looks. Von Doodle with the 2 pounds. Flight facts. Flatten Flurfer. Yeah, maybe I'll make that the title of the YouTube video. Gabe T-Star says, how about calling your fans the Manifold? Oh, it sounds too much. It sounds too close to the Manosphere, unfortunately, which I don't like. Holes in the ground with the $5. Blitz, what do they typically say for the reason? What do they typically say is the reason for the conspiracy? It really depends on who you ask. Often, a flat earther will say something like they're trying to hide extra resources from us, because they don't think that it like ends at the ice wall. They think that there's more stuff, and they don't want us knowing that there's so much extra resources to keep us down, to keep us fighting each other. Man, that's roughly the idea for a lot of them. And then Imesh sends $5. Thank you for the super chat, Imesh. The Windows is a screen put by God to test your faith. That's good. That's a good meme. Oh yeah, also to hide God. That's another one. All right. Thank you guys so much. Let's move on to our next guest. Let's talk to Anu Knocker. Anu Knocker, how's it going?
Yeah, I think I've been on, I think it was with you and Ian. I was on a stream and it was about God, but this time it's about flat Earth.
Yeah, so what shape do you think the Earth is, buddy?
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, we can be pals, right?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. I think it's flat, yeah, from what I could see.
Why do you think so?
Well, there's a couple things. So first off, I just want to say that like a lot of scientists, they say like a lot of things that don't make a lot of sense. Like for example, I feel like they do just a lot of ass pulls. For example, like I saw this video recently where they were like shooting lasers through, I don't know if it was CERN or it was like some type of machine, right? And there was like a disturbance in like the lasers or whatever. Then they were like, yeah, bro, it's like 2 black holes colliding. So like obviously they just
Sorry, who said that?
Doesn't make sense. Huh?
Who said this? Who said that? When was this? Because I've like, you know, I try to keep fairly up to date on like science and stuff. I've never heard that. I've never heard a scientist make that claim.
What claim?
That we've detected 2 black holes colliding.
Yeah, they said there's 2 black holes eating each other, and then they said like, oh yeah.
Oh
like,
wait, no, you're talking about LIGO. I'm sorry, you're not talking about CERN. You're talking about there's 2 black holes that collided like 1 billion light years away, and we detected the leftover gravitational waves. Yeah, like that's a real thing.
That's such an ass pull though.
How is that an ass pull?
It's okay, so you get like a laser, it's like a little disturbance, and you're like, yeah, bro, 2 black holes collided.
Yeah, so this is actually like a really cool piece of science. So this hasn't only happened once. This has happened now at this point like dozens or perhaps even hundreds of times. But yeah, it's really cool. In fact, there was we can also detect when neutron stars collide using the same mechanism. And there was a time, let me see if I have this somewhere. There was a measurement made by these, you know, these lasers that are wiggling, if you will. There was a measurement made by these lasers wiggling in 2017. And based off of the way the lasers wiggled, they made the prediction that this is the result of 2 neutron stars that collided with each other. And they also made the prediction that they would be able to see the collision of those 2 neutron stars sometime in the near future, like, you know, in the next few hours, because the gravitational waves tend to get here before the light waves, because when 2 neutron stars collide, there's a big explosion, and you could potentially see that if that's what actually happened. So
doesn't gravity travel at the speed of light?
It does, but the light has to travel through a medium, right, to get to us, and so it slows down ever so slightly.
So gravity has no medium?
Gravity travels through space-time. It doesn't slow down in a medium, no. But look, so please don't deflect. Please don't deflect. So the point is that they made this prediction that this flash of light would appear in the sky, and literally 11 hours later, in the exact same direction that they predicted it would be in, they saw the flash of light. So like, what do you make of that? I mean, like that's a perfect example of a prediction of an experiment making an observation and then making a prediction based off of that observation, and that prediction coming true.
Well, yeah, there's a couple things. Like scientists, like I said, they'll just do ass pulls. Like the sky will be.
How is that an ass pull? They predicted the future.
Well, they'll be like, oh yeah, that was like a gamma ray burst from a quasar. Blah blah blah. Like, come on.
They predicted the future. How is this an ass pull?
Well, that never like they could just always fake stuff and say, oh yeah, that flash of light.
So now it's fake.
Just be a star. It could just be a star or something like that. Like,
it was a new flash of light. It was something from there wasn't light there, and then there was a flash of light.
Okay, maybe it was a star being formed or something.
And it just coincidentally happens to be in exactly the place they predicted it would be?
Yeah, that's possible. Yes, that's possible.
That's not how we do science. When you make a prediction and then the prediction comes true, that's evidence for the original claim.
Well, causation, correlation doesn't equal causation.
Okay, that's irrelevant. The point is they made a prediction, the prediction came true, which is evidence for the hypothesis that formed the prediction being true. That's how science works. If you don't like that, I don't know how to help you.
Well, I mean, that's how science works. But like I said, they can't prove that's a black hole. Black holes are not even real.
Can you prove that?
They're just theories.
Can you prove that?
Can you prove that black hole? Wait. Have you observed the black hole?
I can give you loads of evidence that black holes are real. I can give you loads of evidence.
Okay, you can give me evidence, but have you touched one? Have you seen one with your eyes? Have you been close to one? No. So you can't.
I don't think that's how we do science.
Okay,
sorry.
What's a black hole made of? What's a black hole made of then?
It's irrelevant.
Oh, it's irrelevant, yeah, because you can't even say what it's made of, therefore it doesn't exist.
So Anunnaki, 500 years ago, we didn't know about we didn't know about cells, like cells that make up like plants and animals and fungi, right?
Nope.
Right, but so 500 years ago, people didn't know what apples were made out of, but they still knew apples existed.
Yeah, they taste good.
Yeah, so you can still know what a thing you can still know that a thing exists, even if you don't know what it's made out of.
Oh, but that's different though.
How is that different?
Because an apple, you could actually
it destroys your worldview.
An apple, you could observe.
Yeah, you can observe a black hole too.
Black holes are just theories. That's just a theory.
It's not just a theory. We have like wildly strong evidence for it. I don't know how to help you.
Wildly strong evidence, not conclusive evidence.
It is conclusive
it could
evidence,
be a 99% chance, but that 1% chance means it can't exist. It could be.
Is this? Do you hold this standard for the flat Earth? Do you have conclusive proof that the Earth is flat?
Yeah.
Okay, what's the conclusive proof?
So have you been outside in the last I don't know, couple days?
Yep. I can see outside, right outside my window, actually.
Yeah, good. Right, that's great. So what do you observe when you're walking on the ground? A flat plane, right?
No, a curved Earth.
You walk on a curve?
Or yeah, I mean, hey, hold on. I'm sorry. Why do you think the soles of our shoes are curved? It ain't because the Earth is flat.
They're not. They're not curved though.
Bet. Go get a tape measure.
Maybe you got like some weird shoes. You got like what are they called? Dr. Scholl's shoes.
Hey, Anunnaki, why are the wheels on cars round if the Earth is flat? Ever consider that?
Okay, see, you're just trolling. You're just trolling at this point. Like what? Because wheels have to be circular for you to move.
Yeah, and the Earth has to be circular for them to move on.
Yes. Oh my God. See, okay, wheels have to be circle, right? Because that carries inertia the best.
Do you have 100% proof of that?
Proof of what? That
wheels have to be circular. Yeah.
Yeah. They've done.
Yeah. Okay. What's the proof? What's the proof?
What do you mean?
What's the 100% proof that wheels have to be circular in order to roll, even on a flat Earth?
Because they've done multiple tests. What are you talking about?
What? Sorry, what's the proof? You just keep saying multiple tests. Yeah, give me the tests.
Look up a video trying to drive a car with the triangle wheel.
Oh, I'm not going to do your research for you. Do your own research, bud.
I did. It doesn't work.
Okay, so yeah, what's the proof?
I did it. I did it with my own tests.
I'm sure you did. Question. Can you do me a favor really quick?
Maybe.
Yeah, okay. Cool.
I mean, if it's a weird favor, I don't know.
It's I promise it's not weird.
Okay, sure.
So here, I don't know if you can see this. Can you see this? Is this too small?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you solve problem 2 or can you solve problem 1 or problem 4 for me?
Okay, a car is moving down a flat horizontal highway at a constant speed of 21 miles or meters per second when suddenly a rock drops from the rest straight down. And then when it makes a 60-degree angle find the speed of the rock relative to the car. I don't know, you'd probably have to do like some triangulation nerd bullshit. So
can you do it for me?
I mean, I don't really need math in I need math, but I don't need like this type of math in my life.
So can you do it for me? Or not?
Let me see. No, I mean, I'd have to get a piece of paper and I haven't been in high school for a minute, so it's like I don't remember all this stuff because it's not part of my day-to-day life.
Okay, totally fair.
I mean, look I mean, that's
would you say that it's not disingenuous, because your claim is that scientists just pull stuff out of their ass when you don't understand what they're doing? Like it's fine. Okay, it's fine to not understand where it comes from, but to say that they're pulling it out of their ass just because you don't understand it is a little bit silly.
You can't solve math equations too. There's some you can't solve. Do you agree?
I mean, sure, I can't solve the Navier-Stokes equation, but the Navier-Stokes equation is like a problem that's been like, you know, enormously problematic for like over 150 years. This is a homework assignment that I assigned to 18-year-olds.
We can't solve. There's a bunch of equations we can't solve.
When you say we, I mean like together, you and I could probably solve most things, but I'd probably end up doing most of the work.
No. I mean, depends. Maybe if it's math, because that's like your field of study.
Yeah, but I mean, like we use math.
Because you do it every day.
We use math to like do science, and so like I don't like if you can't even like. By the way, the question I asked, this is like basic like algebra 2 stuff, maybe like, you know, geometry stuff, and then like physics 1 that you would learn in high school.
Yeah,
like,
but you realize. Yeah.
But my issue is that if you're coming on here saying that scientists are just pulling this stuff out of their ass without understanding any of this stuff, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, how can you? That would be like me saying to a heart surgeon, "What do you mean you can inject me with that drug and it'll make me better? You're just pulling that out of your ass." Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Well, yeah, heart surgeons don't actually make drugs. You know,
heart surgeons can inject you with drugs, or at least they can order you to be injected with drugs.
Yeah, but they don't know about how it's made. There's smarter people than this.
I never claimed that they did.
Laboratory.
Like, just the level of incredulity you have for something that you know basically zero about is wild to me.
Okay, here's the thing though, right? When you could ask like the average person, solve that equation. They wouldn't be able to because they don't.
Yeah, but the average person isn't also saying that scientists are pulling everything out of their ass.
That's because they're ignorant. They just listen
no, it's
to
because they recognize. Well, actually, no, you're right. Anunnaki, it is because they're ignorant. They recognize their ignorance in the field, so they don't make wild, unsubstantiated claims based off of their ignorance.
So they just listen without even like thinking about it for themselves. Like, you don't have to be a scientist.
But you don't think about it for yourself. You're incapable of thinking about it for yourself, as just demonstrated. Okay, so can you explain what part of the prediction was used? What part of the wiggles, as you called them, in the lasers at LIGO were actually used to predict the location of the flash of light that they saw in the sky 11 hours later?
I don't know, probably somewhere in the middle.
So you're incapable of even understanding this, not even doing the calculations. You're incapable of understanding it.
I don't have access to the papers and stuff. Like
yeah, you do. They're freely available.
They lock it behind paywalls.
No, they really don't. Go to archive.org, arxiv.org. Everything's free.
I mean, wait, but
you don't even know that.
That's piracy, though.
It's not piracy. They are uploaded by the people who publish them.
Using the archive thing in the Wayback Machine. That's piracy.
This isn't the Wayback Machine. This is archive. It's freely available, preprint server.
Okay, tell me what part of the fake lasers they use to detect the fake black holes.
So they use the relative timing difference between the two detectors of the two lasers to triangulate the position in the sky.
Oh, yeah, they just use the thingamajiggy to make the thingamajiggy. Like,
I'm sorry, which of the words were too big for you?
None of them.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So then why would you call it the thingamajig and the thingamajig?
Well, I'm just trying to joke around because, like I said,
it just seems like you're performatively making fun of things that you don't understand.
I'm not. It's not performative.
You're right. You're just making fun of things that you don't understand.
Well, I understand it.
Okay, can you repeat back to me what I said?
I mean, I don't have a good memory, so.
Can you summarize back to me what I said?
Yeah, there's like some part of the laser that they use to detect the relative something.
So you caught nothing about what I just said?
Well, I did. It just I can't remember. I have short-term memory.
What was the topic that you came in talking about?
It was about the black holes and how they're BS. And
short-term memory, my ass.
Well, that's because I came in. Well, that's different though. That's like a general subject. You're using like relativistic gravity of the graviton neutron.
I didn't say any of those words.
Well, it was along those lines.
No, none of that stuff was involved at all. I'll repeat back to you what I said, not word for word, of course. I'll summarize. Okay. They used the relative timing difference between the multiple detectors to triangulate its location in the sky.
Okay, so they use the difference in timings between like all the sensors and whatever they got just to this sensor got it first, that one got it at this time, and then they're like,
and you can use that. You can use the relative timing differences to figure out where the source came from.
Isn't that what they do when like a 911 calls you? Then they're using like the
something
phone
similar,
signal?
yeah.
Okay.
Something similar.
Okay. See, I could fall in line with that a little bit more. All right, go on.
And so they didn't pull it out of their ass because they knew what direction it was coming from using that timing. And from that timing, they could then point to a place in the sky and say, there. And then lo and behold, 11 hours later, I think it's 11 hours, 17 minutes later, they see it.
But here's the thing, right? So in the night sky, right? I mean, I don't know if you like follow. Okay, so let's say the sky is a bunch of pixels, right? There's millions and I don't even know what the number is. There's like a lot of pixels, right? If you zoom in on any pixel on the sky, right, it literally does not matter. You zoom in far enough, right? You'll see, galaxies, this and that, like nebulae, right? That's what they're called. All these types of things, right? Gas clusters, all that type of stuff. So how do they know which specific? Even if they triangulate, right? Like, how do they know what specific pixel to like zoom in on and all that?
It's the triangulation location is not as accurate as a single pixel. It's like a chunk of sky.
So let's say it was like maybe like the size of the moon, or maybe like the size of like a.
I could get the number for you, but it's not like the size of a single star. It's like a region.
So how can they see it with? They use telescopes or what?
To see it?
Yeah.
They used a gamma ray observatory called Integral.
So did they actually take photos of it or no?
It was in gamma rays, so visible light cameras wouldn't have worked.
I see. I hate how they do that. Like I want that. I want it to be invisible. I know like it might not be possible.
Yeah, you can't see gamma rays. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because the wavelengths are too small and all that. But it's like, come on. Why is nothing invisible light?
Lots of things are invisible light.
Well, it's because like a lot of the pictures they have, like I feel like it'd be cool to see like all these exoplanets, things like that. But then when they take pictures, it's like a bunch of like squiggly, like artist renditions, and like just you see the picture and it's like an infrared or whatever they got, and it's just like a dot, and it's like so ugly. It's like, come on, man, that's you guys. I'm
sorry that the pictures aren't high enough quality for your personal opinion. You're not helping make that situation better by being a flat earther. You're making the world worse, and you're contributing to the destruction of the scientific community.
Well, not
so
really,
you don't get to complain. I'm sorry.
I mean, the only reason in my day-to-day life, I'm not talking about flat Earth. It's like not really a part of what I do, so it's like it's not really relevant. Like in my day-to-day life, I think I've only talked about flat Earth. It's crazy. I remember I used to like debate this. I used to be like more educated on flat Earth, and I've actually debunked a NASA scientist on Discord.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did.
I did.
I'm sure. Well, you failed to do so here.
Well, so, it's because you're just
before we end it, because I still have like half an hour. I want to get to at least one more guest. What do you make of the Qantas Flight 28 and American Airlines Flight 167?
Yeah. So what's the issue with that? Like,
so
what would not work
on a flat Earth? Model? The Qantas Flight A should fly north out of Santiago to get to Sydney.
Yeah.
And B, the flight should take more than twice as long because it's more than twice as far away. However, the Qantas flight flies southwest rather than northwest, and it takes almost exactly the same amount of time.
Well, the time doesn't matter. They could slow down the plane easily.
We know how fast the plane is going. That's given on flight radar.
They could slow it down.
We can look at how fast the planes are moving. Like it gives us the airspeed. Oh, so they're just making it up?
Well, here's the thing, right? When people bring up like all these conspiracies, like to hide the flat Earth, like here's the thing. I'm not gonna give you a reason. I don't think there's like reptilian, subterranean humanoids that are trying to like lie to us, blah blah blah. I just think it's like more. I can't really tell you the reason why they're lying. But like things about like satellites, GPS, all those things.
So
like
you
that,
don't have an explanation for why these flights are the same duration.
Well, yeah, it's because they slow the plane down and there's like headwinds. And
is there evidence of that? Because we have their land speeds available on the internet.
Well,
like it tells us how fast they're going.
Okay, show me.
Yeah, it says it right here.
Yeah, 540. Yeah, I mean they could just slow the plane down. It's not always accurate. And then
so you're telling me that airline companies would.
Yes.
So in order to make this work, by the way, The airline companies would this like American Airlines, for example, would have to fly at like 40% the speed that they could fly at, and they would and no competitor airlines would say, oh, we can fly there 2.5 times as fast.
Well, it's because you're
telling me that all of the airlines are going to collaborate on this and all collude to try to fake the flat Earth for this particular flight.
I mean, airline and plane companies have unalive whistleblowers because their planes are blowing up. So it's like, why is this so hard to believe? If they could unalive like whistleblowers for lying or for exposing them, why can't they just lie about this?
Well, I don't think that that's like I've never heard evidence of that this is the case. Maybe it's real, maybe it's not.
So just 3 whistleblowers just passed away.
But just to be clear, this is not one airline. This is every airline forever.
Yeah, they're lying.
So they're all the airlines are colluding. That's right.
Yes.
All the airlines are colluding. And
what's so hard to believe about that?
Because these are enormous companies that compete with each other.
There's a bunch of
so it turns out there's actually a formula that you can basically use to calculate how long a conspiracy lasts. The larger the conspiracy, like the more people that are involved in it, the shorter time it lasts. And so
why
has
Christianity lasted this long then?
Because conspiracy isn't, or Christianity isn't some government conspiracy. It's just a bunch of people who are mistaken.
Oh, they're just lying. Christianity is not real.
I don't think that people are lying. Lying requires intention. A lot of people believe it.
Okay, go on.
So you can chart basically how like the trend line for how long a conspiracy, like a real conspiracy, lasts, given how many people are involved in it. Let me see if I can find it for you.
About things like JFK and like all those types of things.
1 sec. This is a thing that somebody studied for their PhD, I think. It was really, really interesting. Yeah, here's an article on it.
Okay.
Let me see if this is because I remember seeing a chart, but math study. Okay, hold on. This will maybe have a link to the paper. The work appears in +1 journal. Here we go. On the viability of conspiratorial beliefs.
Okay.
Let me bump this up really quick. So what they do, let me make this just a smidge bigger. Conspiratorial idea is the tendency of individuals to believe that events and power relations, blah, 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 blah. Efforts to convince the general public of the validity of medical and scientific findings can be hampered, blah, 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 blah. Historical examples of exposed conspiracies. In this work, we establish a simple mathematical model for conspiracies involving multiple actors with time, which yields failure probability for a given conspiracy. Parameters for the model are estimated, blah, 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 blah. So here's a nice chart.
Okay.
Sorry, that's not the chart that I wanted. Is it? No, that's not the model. Here we go. So these are like real things, right, that actually happened. So 30,000 people were involved in the NSA PRISM project, and it lasted 6 years.
Okay.
The Tuskegee syphilis experiments involved 6,700 people. It lasted 25 years. And the FBI forensics scandal involved 500 people, and it lasted 6 years. And you can estimate some of these factors. And so these are the kinds of things that are being used. There's also, the moon landing hoax. That's 411,000 people. Climate change fraud. That's like 400,000 people. So what they're going to do is they're going to give the time of failure for a given number of, this is for A. Yeah, so for A, so the probability of failure for the moon landing hoax, it should have had a near 100% failure, meaning that it should have been exposed within 5 years. The climate change hoax should have been exposed within, 8 years. The vaccination conspiracy should have been exposed within 5 years. The cancer cure conspiracy should have been exposed within like 4 or 5 years. So like based on these mathematical models, which are based on real data with real conspiracies, what they find is that like even the moon landing hoax should have collapsed in like 5 years. And you're telling me that there's an even bigger conspiracy that hasn't collapsed yet, that hasn't been exposed
how
to the
long has the flat Earth conspiracy been going on for?
You tell me.
I mean, people have known since the dawn of man, 300,000 years ago, that what's it called?
Well, but you're telling me that there's a conspiracy, right?
It's not a conspiracy.
Well, I mean that's what you said about the. That's what you said about the flights.
You are part
you said
of
it was.
the
You said it was us. You said it about the flights.
You are a part of the conspiracy that says it's a globe. We've only known.
So wait, you told me that that all of the airlines were lying.
I bet I got a phone call. But
you said all of the airlines are lying, right?
Yeah, I mean,
so there's a conspiracy there. So how long has that conspiracy been going? Well, it's been going since I guess airlines have existed, right?
I've asked pilots if the Earth is flat, and they say yes.
And they also say no.
Okay, they could lie.
Yeah, you're right. They could lie.
There's multiple like whistleblower physicists, NASA employees.
Name me one physicist who thinks the Earth is flat.
They take them all out if they speak about it.
Oh, I'm sure they do. So you can't name a single one?
Yeah, I could Google it if you want me to tell you.
Yeah, Google it.
All right, 1 second.
They take them all out.
I'm looking it up. I think I just found one. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, Terrence Howard doesn't count.
Terrence Howard, isn't he like the War Machine guy?
Yeah, he was for the first movie.
All right, I just found one.
Okay, who? What's their name?
Sakhan.
Oh, did they go to Ligma University?
No, so I'm being serious. I don't think there's any like I don't think that was funny of you, but dude, you're actually a funny guy. You should be a comedian.
It's in my genes.
Like you're so stoic, but like you're just hilarious in your own way. But like I can't really get a name, is because like I said, it's like they're not high level physicists. I mean, I'm not sure if you're high level. Are you high level?
Well, I have published papers, so like any physicist is going to have published papers, so you'll be able to find them online.
So every physicist that's ever existed has published a paper, and it's online somewhere.
Well, I mean, unless they lived like 200 years ago, then maybe it's not online. But like, yeah, like when physicists write papers, they end up online.
Okay, I mean, there has to be at least one. I mean, you could.
Yeah. Okay. Name one.
Hold on. Let me use ChatGPT.
Nah, get out of here. He's funny, but he's, I just wish he wouldn't be dumb. Don't worry, it'll end up on YouTube too. All right, y'all, let's read some super chats. Deus Ex Marine, thank you for the $10. I watched the video from Ian where you called in about the hypercube and it was hysterical. Have you given thought to an April Fool's Day stream where you defend an absurd theory? I do. Listen, if you haven't been watching, I do an April Fool's Day flat earth stream every year. Every year. I take off my glasses, I put on a beanie, and I look high as hell, and I defend the flat earth. And I destroy all of the globe heads. There's actually on the YouTube channel, I actually have those live streams are still up. At least last live stream was. Ken, thank you so much for the super chat. Scientists say things that don't make sense. My goofy looking looking at chemistry, electricity, nuclear power, physics, astronomy, and whatnot. Oh yeah, guys, he's right. I don't know what that means. Bob Knoll, thank you for the $2. Perfect trolling response to a troll. Yeah, he trolls, right? But the thing is he's serious. That's the worst part. Icy Spin with the $2. Thank you for the $2. How high above the earth is the sun? Okay, next topic. What? Okay. Thank you for the $2. Edcom, thank you for the super chat. Dr. Blitz has the patience of concrete. Okay. Mr. Jingles, Pa burnt my books one cold winter night. Thank you for the €2, Mr. Jingles. I appreciate that. Icy Spin again with the $2. Stop asking about globe, prove flat earth, brah. True. And Sean with the $5. Dr. Blitz, please don't ever admit the earth is flat. I enjoy your content and I don't want to see you get taken out. Oh yeah, no, you're right. If I said the earth is flat, maybe. Oh God, is that a glint? What is this, Battlefield? Seeing like a glint off in the distance. We also have some super chats, some Patreons, things like this. That I should read too. So we have Shay with the $20. Thank you so much, Shay. I always appreciate you. You're a regular contributor and you help support the stream. Shay writes for his dumb bone was connected to his ass bone. Okay, that's funny. I'll give you that one. Richard sent $5 for Shepard was on Parker's live defending the P3DO. Ooh, that's cringe. I don't like that at all. And we have a new $5 Patreon member, Garrison. Welcome. Now you have access to the debate notes, so you can use them yourself if you need to. All right, y'all. So we have a few more super chats, and then I think that we might just, should we end the live here? Maybe. Dark Matter says the universe is flat. True, the universe is flat. It's still three-dimensional, but it's flat. And Hayes sends €2. Just want to contribute. Well, I appreciate you, Hayes. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything else. Okay, I didn't miss anything else. All right, I don't know. Should we, do I have time for one more? I might have time for one more. Hold on. Oh yeah, this is a source from Ptolemy. Nice. Should we do one more? All right, one more. All right, one more. Let's talk to, I don't know, let's talk to Chad Davis. Chad, how's it going?
All right, can you hear me?
I can. Chad, what shape do you think the Earth is?
Well, I have many different opinions about it, but
how many?
I'm a truck driver over the road, and I drive all over the United States. And I don't know if you've ever been to Nebraska or Kansas.
I've been to Oklahoma.
Okay, well, there's a place in North Flat, Nebraska, where you can actually see like a truck stop from like 25 miles away.
Okay.
And then,
wait, I'm sorry. So to be clear, it sounded like you said that you had a lot of different opinions about the shape of the Earth, and I asked you how many.
Well, I mean, I think that the Earth could be, many different shapes, but just besides flat.
At the same time?
Flat, it could. Yeah, I mean, the Earth rolls in different hills and mountains all over.
Yeah, so when we're talking about the shape of the Earth, when we're talking about the shape of the Earth, we usually don't mean like mountains and stuff.
Well, you got water where it's used as a level, where you can level something for.
So you think
miles.
that? So do you think that water is like the ocean is level?
Well, how do you build a house and have it plumb? How do you?
Well, you have to build a foundation, right? But that doesn't answer my question. Do you think that the ocean is level?
It has to be level.
Do you think that the ocean is level, meaning that it's like flat?
No, it waves. It has curves and it has.
Okay, so then it's not flat.
The Earth actually has all different shapes in it. It's not perfectly flat, but it's not perfectly round either.
Nobody said it's a perfect sphere. It's called an oblate spheroid.
All right. Okay.
Thanks for being here, Chad.
Like...
All right, I think we actually are going to end the live here. So Ken sent $5. Re was a way of saying my stupid looking butt, but I didn't want to say anything bad in case it got you in trouble. Yes, please don't use slurs or don't allude to slurs in super chats. I understand that this is still some part of people's like language that they use on an everyday basis. You shouldn't. Like, you shouldn't use slurs for people. You shouldn't refer to slurs for people. Generally not a good thing. It's not a good look. Just don't. And Nathan sent $5. Just send in the $5. Appreciate that. Vicious Cycle sent 10 Dr. Blitz Debunks memberships, which means that 10 more people have access to the stickers, the emojis, and 10 more people have access to the debate notes. So I appreciate that a lot, Vicious Cycle. That means a lot. All right, y'all. We are going to end the live a little bit early today because there's only one other person here and we've spoken many times before. And we don't really have enough time for another Flat Earther. But I will be live on Sunday. This is 2 days from now for the Unapologetic Show. So make sure that you tune that in. And if you want to know when that's going to happen, happens at around 11 a.m. Eastern time. If you want to know when that's going to happen more precisely, you should join the Discord server, which is now, by the way, being administrated by Lilith. We have a new member. Lilith is our new admin for the Discord server, and she shall be handling a lot of these things, but there will be an announcement on the Discord server that you should join if you're 18 plus. So make sure to hop in. Make sure to, everybody, if you join the Discord server, make sure to say hi to everybody, including our YouTube manager and Discord admin, Lilith, who's been very, very gracious to offer to help these things. Hold on, I'm sorry. I was going to end the live, but Zoidberg just sent $50. Thank you so much, Zoidberg. I appreciate that. Let's get a W right before we end the live. Hi, Doc Blitz. My little sis is good at maths and wants to pursue physics, but Asian parents are dead set against it. Be a real doctor. Any tips on making a use case for physics? Also, what research areas would you suggest for the industry? Medical physics. You can, I mean, like, your sister can do whatever she wants, but you can sell medical physics to your parents. There's a whole field called medical physics. It's basically a type of particle physics, a type of particle physicist, essentially, that is used to, like, you know, cure cancer, right? Like you literally use a particle accelerator, and you can work at hospitals while you do this to, like, like you target the tumor with like a beam of protons, and then you can like blow it up. It's super cool. So yeah, sell your parents on medical physics. Anyways, Zoidberg, thank you again, and we'll end the live here. Take care, everybody.